What an Excellent Day for a Podcast is not for the weak of heart. It contains explicit language, roller coaster-like tangents, and the occasional breakout into song. All opinions expressed are just that, opinions, and belong solely to those who speak them. Listener discretion is advised. Spoilers ahead.
Great intro.
What an excellent day for an August. You like that?
Are you fucking nuts? Get that damn screwdriver out of my hand! You listen, you little bitch. You hang up on me again, I'll gut you like a fish, understand?
I want you to pray to your God. I want you to pray that he comes and saves you.
Do I look like someone who cares what God thinks?
Welcome, horror fiends, to our little show titled What an Excellent Day for a Podcast. We appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to give us a listen. Round the horn, as always, are my fellow horror nerds, Danny C., Joe T., I'm David, and JC. Well, unfortunately, JC had to be halfway across the country for this recording. But you know what, dear listeners? Tonight's topic is one that we felt really needed a fourth voice. So, we put it up to a vote, and by a unanimous decision, we decided who better to fill that fourth seat than everyone's favorite, Two-Eyed Kevin. So let me ask you something. Do you remember back in July of 2024, when Joe T scoured the internet and dug these nerds up a handful of hot takes? I'm sure you do. With the kind of response we got from that episode, it seems like it's definitely a fan favorite. So, spoiler alert, we've done it again. Joe reached out to Reddit, Instagram, and X to track down what he found to be some of the horror community's most fucked up takes. And wow, did you guys not disappoint. I'm not gonna lie. As much as we were looking forward to this episode, I really walked into this thinking it was just going to be a fun little drive-by of an episode. Dare I say, just a niblet of banter. But I was not prepared for the level of debate and conversation we were walking into with these doozies. So, to not drag this on any longer than it has to be, let's talk some damn horror, shall we? To agree or not to agree style.
So, great fucking intro.
Yep. Whoever did it.
JC is off in another state.
He's in a place more godforsakingly cold than here.
Yeah, he would have produced very predictable hot takes, so
Yeah.
that's why we kicked him off this episode.
Yeah.
All right.
He would have been peck popping
Joseph, you shut your whore mouth.
But we do have a guest in place for JC this week. So, Two-Eyed Kevin.
Let's fucking go to
Good to be here.
Kevin.
Put me in, coach. Take me off the sidelines.
He's finally on a non-bracket episode. Let's go.
I'm here to make people mad.
Bottom of the ninth, we're up by 12. All right, let's bring him in.
Just like in the disclaimer in the beginning, these are absolutely your own opinions.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Well, this episode, we're going to be talking about Horror Hot Takes, episode 2.
Yes. We brought it back.
We brought it back for another round.
Hear what these motherfuckers on Reddit have to say.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to some other avenues, but yeah, the fucking Reddit assholes came back.
Before we get started, congratulations to the fucking Philadelphia Eagles.
Let's fucking go.
Winning another Super Bowl.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We already got Cowboys fans becoming Eagles fans. I love it.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the next Swiss song.
Oh, yeah. The whole album's coming by the end of
Yeah, it's
2025.
Yeah. Travis didn't do shit, crying on the sidelines. Oh, love it. I want to thank Zay, too, for hooking me up, my daughter's boyfriend, with a Super Bowl hat. So, love it.
And on the record,
Wait,
he
is
is
this
an
the
Eagles
daughter
fan.
that actually listens? Because
Yes. The daughter that listens.
do you really want to piss her off with that statement?
Uh,
Sound like she had a few choice. No.
Yeah. Well, I thank her for listening too. So at least one of my kids listens to the show. All right, Joe. Want to kick us off? Where did you find this garbage?
So Mr. Horror, Mr. or Mrs. Horror Fan 555 came out and said, "Talk to Me, Maxine, and Pearl are the only good movies A24 has ever produced."
I mean, he's already wrong with Pearl.
We already fucking know what I think of Maxine.
Has he started watching movies like 3 years ago?
How do you have 2 out of the 3 in the trilogy and you don't pick the one that's the fucking best?
Yeah,
that was the first movie they had up there.
Oh yeah. I don't even have words for this.
To say only? No.
I mean,
now, he did, to be fair, said horror movies. So, there were some pretty good A24 non-horror movies, but he's talking strictly horror. But still, how is X? At least if you add X to this list, I may agree with you. But, yeah, fucking Maxine sucks.
And yeah, how can you give props to Pearl, but not X?
Yeah, that too.
Say what you all want about Maxine, but yeah, Pearl is just...
As weird as it may sound.
It was a movie with a story that nobody asked for.
Oh, I hardly disagree with that. I love Pearl, but
how would you rank that trilogy, Kev?
Honestly, Pearl and X are kind of like tied for me, to be honest. But I'm a film geek. I like the the Technicolor, old fashioned looking. Wizard of Oz stuff. Like I eat that stuff up. That's probably why I still watch the Oscars. I also like kind of like character study stuff, and Pearl is like obviously a character study, so I'm always going to kind of go with that over like an ensemble. Not that I'm saying X is like bad or anything, but I just like character studies, and obviously of the 3, that's the most character study of them.
Yeah, the one thing with Pearl, they go so far back in time, obviously, to line up the age of Mia Goth and shit like that. And it's weird for her. You had to know it wasn't going to be as killer heavy or as death heavy as X was. Because why would she kill all these people in 50 years ago and then take a long break and then decide to start doing it again?
Yeah. And also, it's also just impressive they just made 2 movies at the same time.
Yeah.
And the fact that, it
was ambitious.
Say what you want about Pearl if you like her. I mean, it's I wouldn't say anyone says it's a bad movie, or one of the worst movies. At the most, you can say it's good. It's, pretty impressive they did that both in the same year, at the same time, because he shot, I think, Pearl, secretly with Mia Goth. So
it was revealed with the trailer at the end of that.
Yeah, but also just a trilogy as a whole. It's it's kind of like almost the Evil Dead trilogy, where each one you can kind of on its own merit.
You don't
some
need
people
any of them.
Yeah, and then some people you can understand why some people will like one over the other, but they're different vibes. So
yeah, I agree. Again, from a filmmaking end, yeah, Pearl was amazing, but my judgment's more in this case on entertainment value.
Yeah, and everyone's
it didn't. It was to me a lot of it felt obvious. It was just well, of course she had a shitty upbringing. That's why she ended up being so shitty. But yeah, it looked great. I mean, she did great and all. It was just the story didn't grab me.
Without Pearl, we wouldn't have all those memes. You realize that, right?
Or all those cosplays of Monster Mania.
I know.
Or that cameo at our awards ceremony.
Yeah, that was good.
And that's where I discovered the new Superman.
Yeah.
The projector guy is going to be the next Superman.
To be fair,
all right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like I went into... I need to go back and rewatch Maxine again for research purposes, obviously. But I felt like I went into that with too high of expectations. And it wasn't a bad movie. I just expected more. And I feel like that's what ultimately made me dislike the movie a lot.
Now, if you do have the time, so this past October, I actually watched in one day, I watched all 3. And it was better now when I put all 3 together, and you would think it would be worse, but you can kind of see where they were going with. I still think it fell flat. I was disappointed as well, especially going off the high of those 2. I kind of want to be you should have made the 3rd one in private, at the same year too, so they can be a little bit more consistent.
Yes,
right.
But watching them as a trilogy is not it wasn't terrible. I think I liked it a little bit more doing that instead of watching it on its own. But also I can spot little things that normally I couldn't if I watched them in that 2-year difference. So watch them back to back kind of helped a bit. But
that's kind of me with the Saw movies, because I actually love the initial trilogy, and then even after 2, it exponentially exponentially I was only seeing them as they were released every year, and then a couple years passed after they did the 3D one, and then I own them all, so I figured I'm just going to have a marathon over the weekend and all. And those later sequels aren't as horrible if you're watching them back to back. Because then I guess, you know, if you're watching them every year, yeah, you remember the bullet points of the previous one. But when you're watching them like that, it's like, oh, okay, now I see how they were trying to tie this into this. And it makes them more entertaining.
And you would assume that they had some kind of timeline. If they're coming out year after year, you know, they're probably filming Saw 5 when Saw 4 is coming out.
Yeah.
Or maybe even filming at the same time. So at least there's like a little bit of a linear story that you can kind of connect it more than waiting. Like that's why I think
like a television series.
Yeah, and that's why I think what happened with Maxine is just like, you know, X and Pearl came out and then we got Maxine 2 years later, and then
a lot of that had to do with the strike too.
Yeah. The strike was a big thing. It's kind of like it's the, you know, I call it the True Detective syndrome, where like season 1 was so great and then HBO's like, cool, make season 2 in 9 months, and then you get kind of a crappy season 2.
It's like trying to rush Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I look at A24.
Oh yeah. So the whole point of this,
talk to me, X, you know, for what they said, Pearl, Heretic.
Heretic's great.
Heretic's one of my favorite movies of 2024.
Yeah, like did they not fucking watch Heretic yet? Like how was it not?
Yeah,
like,
that could be based off if they haven't watched Heretic.
I love it, and I still have to watch it.
Yeah.
They must have been a Phantom Menace fan.
Yeah, you know those
Jar Jar Binks, you know.
The Witch.
The Witch.
I did. That's another one that didn't particularly grab me, but I was half asleep. But that's one that like everybody seems to fucking love.
Oh, Robert Eggers, I love all his movies. Like The Lighthouse is great too.
Oh yeah, it's crazy as fuck.
Yeah, Hereditary, which we may or may not get to.
Green Room is a very underrated horror
yes,
movie.
Yeah.
that's the one with the punk band hanging out with Nazis.
Neo-Nazis?
Yeah.
And Patrick Stewart's the head neo-Nazi.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Probably one of the most like squeamish I think I've been in a movie, where there's a scene where they like are basically sawing this guy's like arm.
Yeah.
That's probably like, you know, like that's one of the like of recent memory that I kind of squirmed.
Yeah, I'm not going to say like, oh my god, it was an amazing movie, but you're right, it is underrated, and I feel like under-mentioned.
It Comes at Night should have been released after pandemic, because it's a very, you know, it's like it's a viral infection kind of movie.
Okay.
And it came out in 2017, but I actually think I think audiences would have liked it way better if it actually came out either during pandemic or after.
It was decent. I remember seeing it.
It is a slow burn.
Yeah.
As it builds, but yeah, I would agree with you, Kev.
But that I think is a little bit early. A24, I don't think they would like develop that niche. Like this is what we do.
Bodies.
Yeah, I can't believe.
Didn't you say that was decent?
Two things
for what it was.
The movie underneath it, we're going to talk about in a second. I've actually come around to Bodies. I don't hate it as much as I did a couple years ago. It's still. The movie Lamb is one of the most fucked up movies I've ever seen. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it.
I know of it.
Yes.
A couple of my buddies
It's
actually have
weird as
seen
fuck.
it, and he's like told me about it, but I haven't sat down and watched it yet.
It's not bad, but it is very weird.
I saw the TV Glow.
Yes.
I do not. Midsummer.
Under the Skin, I heard was really good.
Under Skin's really good. Yeah.
There's one main reason to watch that movie. And
I know. I know what you're saying.
and that should put it up in at least
What is it,
top
Scarlett
5.
Johansson?
Absolutely.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but
you should.
We're going to have to put the two up against one another. Under the Skin or Subservient?
You see stuff in Under the Skin.
She doesn't wear bra in this?
No.
Midsummer, I really enjoyed it. It's the one I always watch. I know that's another slow burn, but
I'm waiting to see where Maxine is on this list, just saying.
yeah, The Monster.
Killing a Sacred Deer.
There we go.
Wait, slow down. What was Blackcoat's Daughter? I still have to finish. I put it on and I knew right away that I
Emma
wasn't going to
Roberts.
make it.
Yeah.
And I've been meaning to get back to it.
Emma Roberts.
Killing of a Sacred Deer, I hear, is
And
really
Kieran-
great.
That's a really good movie.
Okay.
I need to watch Black Coat's Daughter.
Or February. Actually, we should do a review of that because
The monkeys.
the
come out.
alternate title is February. I had to make sure I got every worldly accent into that one.
Maxine, they had at number 22 on the top 824 horror movie list. So, Men. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that she listens, but fuck you, Kyle. What about Climax? I've heard decent things about it. Anybody say it?
Is that A24?
If this is all A24
Yeah.
movies,
Okay. Yeah.
that's what about the dance group or something? Yeah,
I'm gonna have to check it out. I think it's on Max. So
I hear everybody praising that. I was
Bo was
afraid.
It
afraid?
was boring.
it took me like 3 days to watch.
It was boring.
It's one of those movies like I get what he was doing, but it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Tusk.
Wow.
Fuck, I forgot about. Yeah, sorry.
Now you want to talk about more first A24 movies?
Yeah.
That was 2014. False Positive. Yeah, I didn't have one of those before. Y2K. That
If it
just
wasn't
came-
for Fred Durst, that
Yeah.
be went. Oh, it is the bottom. Never mind.
It's the last one. Yeah.
Life After Beth was entertaining.
Yeah, and that's Audrey Plaza, who's I feel like
She
even
plays
in
a
bad
pretty
movies,
good
she's always
zombie.
really good.
Yeah.
her
Like-
character stands out.
I mean, even in the Child's Play remake, like I liked her. She was pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Not that I was really a big fan of that movie, but
I mean, she was one of my favorite parts, and that was before I even fell in love with her. It was Scott Pilgrim. She was one of the highlights to me. Just kind of, fuck you, Scott.
Ramona Flowers.
I was talking to Dave about it. He has not seen the Chucky the remake, and
I still have it on Blu-ray, shrink wrapped, on the ledge in my living room.
what do you want to name the doll? Spoiler, it's coming. Yeah, so I think there's a lot of good A24 movies here. I don't think that those three necessarily.
And
are just the
Maxine is
ones.
not one of them.
and that's just the horror movies. That's not even like the non-horror movies that
there's
are also
some
produced
solid
really well.
non-horror movies.
But you said this was from a horror thread, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to the horror subreddit.
Well, yeah, because I think in the statement he just says movies, but I assume it was from the horror.
Yeah,
from a horror fan, it's horror
yes,
movies.
Yes.
Who the fuck is this guy? Calls himself Magnolia fan.
What the fuck is the internet?
The internet.
Blumhouse 647 or something.
Oh, we'll definitely talk about them motherfuckers.
All right.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I can say. So the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a stronger film than the 1974 original. And this is from Old King Clancy. Clearly, he's not very old if he came out with this hot take.
I remember liking it, the remake, but I think I've only seen it once, maybe twice.
I'm definitely not one to judge these two because the first Chainsaw Massacre movie I ever saw was the 2003 remake, so that's how it was introduced. It means more to me than the original, but
that's kind of Cody Leach's thing too. He said he always prefers the remake because that was the first one he saw. And like I said, I remember liking it. I'm gonna have to rewatch it just to see.
This is the Jessica Biel one. This is the one where we had the shotgun to the hitcher.
Yeah, it's the remake's fine. I just think it's too much style over substance. I think it's just the first movie just make it glossier, which kind of goes against. I feel like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's a lot of what made it great.
Yeah, well,
because it wasn't.
What's great about the original one is because of just the style, because it is kind of like a documentary. It kind of feels
it's gritty.
It's gritty, and it feels like you're watching something from like a cold case file. Like you're not actually watching a movie. And that's
especially that opening.
Yeah,
like that opening's I think is one of the best.
And it kind of throws off, kind of like kind of even like Midsummer, because it's like all in like broad daylight. Most of that movie's happening.
Yeah,
and I think that makes it scarier. Also, just like I was telling Dan before, like I can literally talk about an hour about like the importance of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I'm not, but like.
Oh, fuck this!
It's so that original movie is so much more than what people give it. Like and maybe it's because like recently I did like listen to another like podcast about like the deep dive of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but like it's just a simple story, but it has like a lot of layers because it's like basically telling you like how America was like basically falling apart or in like the mid 70s and middle America. Because it's a big metaphor for like recession, like American violence, the fall of family values. Like it's like all this deep dive stuff in a very simple story
and veganism.
Exactly. And like even Toby Hooper, like, and then he made it in Texas, the most American state you can find, and then he's even said he's like, my goal was to make kind of like Alice in Wonderland in hell, which Alice in Wonderland is a fairy tale, and fairy tales are supposed to tell you like basically or like kids growing
have
up
a message.
They have a message, and none of that I think is in the remake, and I don't think the people that were making the remake got that. I mean, it's supposed to take place in 1973, and Jessica Biel's wearing like low cut jeans and like a tank top. Like, yeah, she's not from the 70s in that movie. And it's also scarier the original because it's like more random act of violence, where like in the remake it's more like, okay, this happens here to get here to get here to get here, and I'm like, no, that's not. It's just keep it. Keep it simple, stupid.
Right.
It's a very simple story, and even all those social things, like it's like class warfare. Older generations versus younger. You can say all these deep dive things, and every generation, unfortunately, history repeats itself, and every generation goes through that, and that's why I think it stood the test of time, because it's kind of just like the movie's yelling you like, hey, things aren't great, and this is like an example of what could happen.
Mm-hmm.
And they just didn't do that in the remake, and that movie was also the remake was also a movie that like introduced me to horror, and that's why I liked it like when I was younger. But now I never really come back to it. I think the first time I came back to it was like last year, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't really that good. In my opinion.
Well, you know what I think? I think some of it had to deal with you got an opportunity to remake a classic, and what did the first one not have that this one they could produce is the blood and gore factor as well, right?
And that's, I think, another thing that makes that one great. Again, going back to even though Charlie got into horror to some extent, he wasn't into like a lot of gore. He was able to watch the first two Terrifiers because it was like comic booky.
Yeah.
It was over the top gory, but it was done in such, almost a humorous way. It took away from it. Now, I wanted to run him through the Saw movies. He saw the first one. He was like, yeah, that's kind of hitting the limit there. One of the last ones we got to watch was, I told him, I said, you know what? It's time you go back to the year I was born and watch the goriest movie of all time. And I put that in. And he was just like, you know where I stand. I'm like, do you trust me? And, even though he never met Joe, he was like, eh. I'm like, dude, just trust me. I said this, you ask anybody that knows about this movie, they'll tell you it's the goriest movie of all time. And I remember the second time I watched it was way later in life. And I always, it has this legacy of being this super over the top bloody movie. And there's 2 shot glasses of blood in the whole movie?
Right.
Not that much.
And at the end of it, he was just like, so is this a different cut? Like you said this, I'm like, that's the legacy this movie has. He's like, yeah, but there was like, other than the guy slicing his hand, there was like nothing. I'm like, but yet you ask anyone. So the fact that, it's like a borderline Mandela effect.
Right.
It was so filthy. It was so gritty that people just the name and the concept, you got the iconic shot on the hook. So everyone assumes this is gory as hell.
Yeah, sometimes.
But it's not.
Yeah, when I first watch it, you squirm at that moment as well, and it's suspenseful moments.
I mean, the tagline is like, "Who will live and will be left of them." I mean, that alone is like brutal. But also, like people I feel like people forget that original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is like, it's funny. Like it's not like haha, like comedy fun. But there's some funny moments. Like my favorite line from that movie is when
please.
Is when Drayton Sawyer, who's actually the older brother, which for a while I thought that was the father, but it's actually the older brother, and he has Sally and puts a bag over her head and like puts her in the truck and then turns around and realize that the lights are on in the gas station, and he goes and turns around, and then he basically comes in and like complains about the light bill while he's like torturing this girl, and that's like, it's so funny because it's like your priorities, man, are not where they are supposed to be, and that's again a very like, I know light bills are
so
internationally,
routine to
but
them.
it's such like also an American thing, like no matter what's going on, like chaos is going on, but you're worried about the light bill.
What am I? What I look like the goddamn electric company?
Yeah,
What's wrong with you?
It's so funny, and even in the sequels they have that humor, but like again they don't have that in the remake, and it also looks weird because like that's the time of like filters, like it has like this weird gray brown filter which I really don't like
to make it look 70s.
Yeah, and then the shaky cam, like stylistically it's not I don't think it's
they
superior.
kind of took the superficial elements of the original,
and then
you're like, oh well, that's why this movie was great.
But you also shouldn't be surprised when you look at the producer credits and it's Michael Bay.
Shit, what was the other thing? Oh, yeah, and I this is probably in like the last 10, 15 years that I heard for the first time that Hooper, his intention was, in his mind, he was making a dark comedy.
Yeah.
Which is why, between that and Cocaine is why he really leaned into the comedy. He didn't want anybody to mistake it for not a comedy. With the second one,
like Grandpa with the sledge is like so funny. Like it's just like
the original,
just keeps dropping it.
Hit her head, Grandpa!
He's having impotence problems,
Yeah.
But I'm done with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I swear I'm done talking about it.
Oh no! I want to grab you one weekend and do an episode.
I can talk about it for like 4 hours. Like it's
give me an excuse to watch it another time or two. All right. So wait, what was that take again?
03 was
3 was
superior.
much stronger.
Yeah. I disagree.
Yeah.
I'll always take 1974 over the remake.
Yeah, I like I said, I do want to rewatch it. I remember liking it, but I don't think I ever saw it and was like, oh yeah, this is far better than the original.
No, I would say if there's like Platinum Dune remakes, like it's one of the better ones. Like
that Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
Nightmare on Elm Street.
All right.
Yeah, the Nightmare on Elm Street remake was everything I was dreading the Friday the 13th was going to be. All right, let's go back.
All right, so the next one's actually two different hot takes kind of blended together.
Yeah, let's do them together.
The first one is by Admiral Cat 7434. They say Barbarian's overrated. The first 20 minutes or so is a masterclass in suspense and terrifying. Then once the creature is revealed, it loses all its steam. And then Sarah of the Year on Instagram said Barbarian's final act was disappointing. There was so much good build, and then the pace in which it ended felt abrupt and anticlimactic. There were also allusions to other creatures that I wish had been explored.
I mean, that opens it up for sequel potential.
Right.
I didn't feel denied by that. I mean, they're not wrong about there was the potential, but I didn't walk away like, oh, why didn't we get more?
Are people just caught up on the whole transition of the movie, on how it just goes from Skarsgård is down in the cellar, right?
Yeah.
And he's going through there, and she's trying to, catch up with him, and then you see the monster, right? And then it cuts off, and it goes to Justin Long.
Just
yeah, he's singing in the car. He keeps on going, and it becomes more comedic at that point in certain aspects of it. He's got a lawsuit going against him. There's some fucked up shit. He's losing everything in his life.
Yeah, in less than 2 minutes, they put him on screen and establish he's a piece of shit.
Like when I originally saw, like he was in the movie, and then I'm halfway through the movie and don't realize that where the fuck is Justin Long? Oh, there he is. However, I mean, to me, Barbarian was probably one of my favorite movies of 2022. I mean, I really liked it. I didn't think it was overrated by any means. I thought it was cool that they broke it up the way they did in the movie, and how it went back, and the final act, and I get where Sarah of the Year is talking about the final act was disappointing. I thought it was a good vision for them to kind of show how Justin Long was the barbarian in the long run after this whole entire thing, and it had to get to that point where he's a selfish fucking prick. He's trying to stay alive on his own, but they had to take that time and build it up, and I thought to me it worked.
You had
and
that
how
10
it
seconds where you thought he was going to get away with it.
Right.
Then you realize it's Justin Long in a horror movie.
Well, and shit goes wrong.
And that's the thing, that in that third act, I would say probably maybe even the second act, is like you find out like, oh, this creature is really not a creature at all. It's just
An
a
abused-
deformed
a
incest.
victim. Yeah, a victim.
It's a victim. It's a woman. She's a woman, and like you realize like, oh no, these. Justin Long, and I always forget the actor's name who plays the father.
Richard Brake or Brack?
Yeah.
They're the true villains of the story, and she is just another, victim by these guys. And I don't I guess short's abrupt, but like that's not. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't need 20 minutes after the action's done to wrap something up. Like sometimes, especially horror movies, it's just like. Listen, everyone that needs to be dead is dead, and we can just go home.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need, that extra stuff. And that last part kind of rubbed me a little bit, not rubbed me the wrong way, but like when she said about other creatures, aren't they just incest, sexual assault babies? I don't want to see more of that.
And I remember
Like-
saying at the year-end review in 2022, because I love the movie as well, I was glad we didn't see someone else.
Yeah.
And it kind of, it just ended. Because
That's-
normally in a horror movie,
that's all you need.
something, a shadow, an eye blink, something to get you to try to hook for another movie. It just ended.
Yeah.
And I appreciated it so much more.
But
Yeah.
they gave you enough, again, that if they decided to do a sequel, it's not like they're pulling things out of their ass.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, well, this was happening, so of course there would be another one. But if they never do another one, I was satisfied with what they gave. Like you said, they gave you what was needed.
Yeah, you don't.
They didn't
don't
need
beat a
any
dead horse.
fluff.
But and like Dan said, I don't think it's overrated. I don't think it's underrated. I think it's honestly perfectly rated. If anything, it should probably be talked a little bit more. But I think because it got released in 2022, which was a stacked year, I don't think any. Honestly, I feel like every movie in 2022 didn't get talked enough because of that. It was just one hit kind of after another.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I do agree. Yeah, the first 20 was amazing because, when you don't know that it's going into kind of another like an adjacent storyline after that, like I remember 5-10 minutes into it, like Skarsgård's going to do horrible things to this woman, and it's like, how are they going to drag this out for an hour and a half? Like, you knew where it was going, and then you realize you had no fucking clue where it was. So yeah, I thought that was, I would agree, a masterclass in suspense and tension
And that casting
that.
was great. The fact that you cast Pennywise as that character is just because, like, it's like, do I trust this guy? This guy's children.
He's got
you
that
know?
look. Yeah.
In the sewers.
How hilarious is it when Justin Long is measuring the fucking
Yes.
cellar and he fucking ignores, you know, the camera and the bed in the dirty ass fucking room. It's got stains on it. You know, he just keeps on going. He just ignores every blatant, you know, sign of disaster that he's coming across for the first time.
Yeah, because he's focused on those dollar signs.
Right.
And that's what I mean. I thought they did a great job establishing what scum he was.
Yeah. So
Maybe went a little over the top with it at some point, like the measuring scene. It's like, it's hilarious. Wasn't necessary. We know he sucks.
I guess too that I did not watch any trailer for The Barbarian before I saw it. So kind of forgot about it, and then that's kind of when we first started doing the podcast, and I was like, all right, let me go in and I'm gonna check this movie out. So I was kind of glad that I didn't get sucked in, because I like being surprised, and I was very surprised when I saw it. So I don't think it's overrated, and the suspense was there, and I thought it was something like, oh, they're gonna do some type of switcheroo shit, right? Is it her is setting him up or something along those? Like, I was thinking of like which way they could have went with this movie and how they were gonna go. But I didn't find any point of it disappointing. I really enjoyed it. I liked it, and it's fine that other people, you know, were expecting something else, or how that whole second into third act was going to end. But for the baseline of how this was going as a movie, with the tense scenes and now the the comedic aspect, and how it, you know, the the sucking on the nipple with the hair on it, and just take it, asshole. You know, for me, I liked it.
And something about that abrupt change again, like all these awful things happening in the basement, and then like immediately Justin Long singing in his convertible.
But then they also went back and showed you where it started too.
Yeah.
And how it all, and that was like, okay, well, why was there a nursing tape in one of the rooms? And it was like, oh, now then when they go back and everything happens, it's like, all right, I like finding out the backstory, because then you see where this piece of shit is now, where he's all like, he's on his deathbed, right? He's like the fucking scum of this earth down in that fucking cellar.
So wait, have we agreed with any of these yet? I know we're only like 4 in, but
I haven't agreed on any of them. All right, well.
All right, Scream is the best horror franchise by far. False. Next. Get that out of the way before Joe comes back. All right, I guess I'll take this. I don't even know what the hell it is. The Zombie Wolf. ZOMBY. Wolf.
WOOF.
WOOF. Ernest Scared Stupid is a legit horror movie with better scares than more recent movies.
I know I was afraid of this movie when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I saw it.
I've never seen Ernest Scared Stupid.
I've seen it like once when I was younger, but I do remember like certain, like, I think the most famous scene is like the bed goblin thing.
Okay,
it's like it's a very good jump scare. It actually is a very good scare. But I mean, I guess like I can see that, but I think it's more like in the lines of like something like maybe more kids, like kind of like something like was it Little Monsters with Fred Savage? It's like it's in like that ballpark where it's like the like kind of kid friendly horror movies.
I remember that being kind of eerie as a kid.
Yeah.
So maybe if I was the right age when this came out, but yeah, hearing about the bed goblins, I don't know. I don't think I've seen this one.
Yeah, it definitely has like also kind of like a Pee-wee's like Big Adventure kind of feel.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit darker because it's supposed to be Halloween.
And I mean, sorry, Large March was terrifying as a kid.
So, but like the second part where he says most recent, well, the thing is like, because I know that was a whole debate with you guys of like what is recent, because apparently 2002 is old so it's like, what do you mean by recent? Which I don't agree, because I even think there's scarier scenes, in the last 5 years than this movie.
Even without seeing this or remembering it, to me, I feel like there's way better scares in recent movies than this movie.
Yeah. Also, what scared? Also, I'm sorry.
This was a PG movie. Like, how scary can it really make it?
Ernest Scared Stupid scares you more than any other movie. Maybe you shouldn't be watching a lot of
When
these
I worked
movies.
at the video store, this movie was in the comedy section, okay?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I think it's just their way of trying to shit on current movies, and the last couple years, that's not.
Wait, people on the internet shit on things?
Yeah.
But
at
also,
moviepoopshoot.com.
But also, like, stuff changes.
The best part is when you log in and pew!
But also, like, but also, like, things, like, changed like by generation. Like yeah, I grew up in a post 9/11 internet world where we've seen. My generation grew up with like really horrifying stuff. So yeah, Ernest Gets Stupid probably wouldn't have scared me when I was younger, but something like Hostel, which was way more along those lines of what we were seeing at the time, like it's hard to say, you know, what generation you grew up in.
Kev, a fucking puppet scared you when you were little.
Well, listen, you know, it's now I have one. Isn't that funny? But it was no 9/11.
Few things are.
Yeah, I don't remember, to be honest with you. I don't remember watching Ernest Scared Stupid, and even me not watching it, I don't think it's a legit horror movie. But
I guess it's Goosebumps level horror.
Yeah, Goosebumps, or like think of like, you know, the holiday specials of like a children's show or something like that. It's like along those lines.
Funny story about Jim Varney, that I grew up with, going to high school with, and was the best man at my wedding. He actually was on an Alaskan cruise, and the bunk next to the room next to him and his parents was Jim Varney, and he's got a big huge picture of his family with Jim Varney. Jim Varney was dying at that time, and it was like his last trip before he ended up passing not too long after.
Shit.
I always remember because I went in their house, and every time there was a huge picture blown up of Ryan with his family with Jim Varney. So, God rest his soul.
For your younger viewers, Jim Varney was the voice of Slinky Dog from Toy Story.
But what? Just in the first two, or was it?
Yeah,
the first
he would have
one?
passed by the third one. I think they had like saved recordings.
Yeah, he passed in the late 90s.
Yeah, didn't what's his name from Waterboy take over?
Probably
the Slinky voice.
I mean, you can. I'm sure you can find someone to kind of imitate.
So he
voice.
passed February of 2000. Actually, it was we just passed the anniversary, the 25th anniversary of Jim Varney's passing. So,
oh wow, that long ago.
Yeah, he died at the age of 50.
And it's funny that he's coming up now because I've been seeing the picture pop up a lot lately. A lot of people posting the picture. It's just like him with like one foot out the door, sitting in a DeLorean. And there's just something badass about that, seeing Jim Varney in a DeLorean.
I grew up watching Ernest Goes to Camp like a million times. Yes, there is a Danny C in that movie that I always tell people all the time. I'm like, yeah, I was in Ernest Goes to Camp. And they really fucking believe me to the fact where they would see the IMDb credit and they're like, get the fuck out of here. And I was like, yeah, that was my one and only movie. They filmed it in South Jersey and stuff. And I would fuck around with people all the time. And then they were like, I'd be like, yeah, it wasn't me. I'm only just fucking with you. But I did it all the time growing up.
Oh, no, I would have gone to the grave with that shit.
Yeah.
It's like when I tell people I'm the inspiration for This Is Us.
You are the two-eyed Kevin Peak. Yeah. Well, I don't. So, Joe, where do you land on this?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a big Ernest guy, honestly. I feel like the trailer scared me. I can't even remember seeing this. I honestly thought you guys were a big fan or had seen it. That's why I had this hot take on the list. Yeah, so we could just edit out the last 5-10 minutes.
I thought I did and just forgot about it, but yeah, the more references. I saw Camp a ton of times.
Yeah. All right. The last 10 to 15 minutes of Hereditary loses me every time. It's a perfect movie for the first 90%, and then it falls flat. Hashtag Peaches.
Yeah.
This one.
That's the name. Hashtag hashish tag Peaches.
So,
I will agree with the first half of that. That the last 10 to 15 minutes loses hashtag Peaches every time. If that's what they're gonna say, I will agree with that.
How does it lose you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No,
he's making fun of the guy.
I agree that it loses them.
Yeah,
because I have no reason to dispute that.
The only thing I dislike, and I brought it up when we did the bracket for kills last year, the whole scene with Toni Collette. She's phenomenal in the movie, but when she's using the wire to cut her own head off, I don't know. Just the sounds seems comedic to me. I don't know why. And other than that, I think it's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah, especially that last 15 is pretty intense.
Yeah, I was gonna say
shit hits the fan.
It's fucking intense.
And I'm very curious what this person's that's the thing. Sometimes I just want to know what the reasoning is for some of this stuff, because I remember listening to one review when this movie was coming out, and someone said because it took him out of the film because the kid Alex Wolff, and I forget the character's name, but Alex Wolff is the actor, and he's like screaming like "mommy," like he's saying "mommy," like don't stop, and everyone's like, "Oh well, that's a grown guy saying mommy" and stuff like that, and I'm like, no, really think about it. A 17-year-old, your possessed mom's trying to kill you, and you don't think of it as someone, that's my mom, and it's like, and you're always going to be kind of that kid at heart, especially with a parent. I mean, like, I got married in October, and I almost bawled my eyes out dancing with my mom because I was thinking I was like 12 years old again, like hugging my mom. Yeah. So yeah, you're going to probably be, even no matter how old you are, if your possessed mother's coming at you and it's your mother, you're not thinking of it as, oh, this is just a demon I got to kill. It's like, no, it's my mom. So like, now put that in the 17-year-old, like, so what? You're saying mommy and that's what took you out of the thing? I was like, my wife, who's almost 30, still calls her mom mommy. So like, it's just like, dude, it's like, do you hate your parents when they say that? It's just like, I don't know. That was like, it was like, that's not a reason to say that a movie fell flat for you. It's just like, I know I took that on the more personal level, but that's the way, I looked at it. If anything, it's more sad. It's more like, geez. And this is after he's scared, he's frightened. And he already lost his sister and lost his dad at that point.
Like, were you on the phone watching and like
not paying attention?
If you allow yourself to get captivated within the film, how do you not understand his emotion? Like, his
emotion was great the whole movie.
Yeah.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah, like
Peter.
The silence in the car when he pulls into the driveway after his sister's dead.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to say anything, and that scene is powerful.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just like, for comments like that, it's like, well, how would you end it? How would you end it? Like, tell me, how would you end it? Because I don't know how I would end it. And the whole movie kind of foreshadows, it tells you how it's going to end.
Yeah.
If you watch the movie, it tells you how it's going to end.
Right.
It's all in the dollhouses, man.
Yeah. Right. And I guess people didn't understand it with Ari Aster because in Midsommar, he just shows you a picture at the beginning of the movie and says that's how it's going to end.
Right. Right.
See this? You're going to see it again about 2 hours.
Yeah. Right to left.
They were telling a story, a powerful story, and I did not get lost in the last 10 to 15 minutes of Hereditary. I think sometimes a second watch might be needed, right? Because it's a lot to take in.
I do want to watch it again because it's been a while.
I watched it and I was like, what did I watch? Like when I first saw it, and I was like, I gotta go watch this again. So I think a week later I finally sat down and watched it again, and then I kind of realized how good it was for that. Because there was a lot for me to take in certain aspects that I might have missed the first time around. For what's the demon name? Pagan, or is that what it is? Or
something like that.
Yeah, that took over.
It's like Payman.
Payman.
Yeah.
That's Payman.
Yeah.
So when Payman takes over Peter's body at the end, that's kind of
that end we hear that.
Yeah,
like that was great.
Yeah.
That is the most basic sound, and yet they made it terrifying.
Absolutely.
Like that, that everything around the daughter fucked with me. Even as simple as bringing that back every now and then. That's what hit me the hardest. All that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like how stunned I was when she got decapitated in that movie, because again, that wasn't one of those movies like nowadays when they just show everything in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like the trailer centered around her, and then she gets taken out.
Like, I went into it thinking that she was going to end up being like this possessed kid and do some horrible shit. And it was, that was beautiful subversion.
Yep. Because I went in, I think it was going to be like, like Conjuring, where like they possess the mom, and then, Patrick Wilson yells at her, and then demon comes out. I thought it was going to be more something just along those lines. And obviously that was like Ari Aster's like first real movie. So, I didn't expect what this director had.
Yeah. Did a wonderful job.
We're batting 1,000 on disagreeing so far.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I would agree.
I'll do this one because I'll probably get shit on, but Rob Zombie's Halloween is better than any other film in the franchise by LSD3. DEE3. I do not agree, but I do love it a lot more than it seems like most people. Like, it's definitely not the absolute best in the franchise, but yeah, I don't shit on it nearly as much as like anybody else.
I like Zombie's take on the movie. You got Michael growing up, and it was telling a story that for me I enjoyed it. I'm not going to say I enjoyed it more than the original, the 1978 John Carpenter movie, but I liked it for the effects. Like, there was no limits with what Rob Zombie was doing in this movie either. Like, he went batshit crazy with the fucking Michael Myers kills. So I really enjoy it. Like, that movie, I love the storytelling leading up to it. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I get the hate the beginning gets. Like, oh, so he was just from a white trash family, and somehow that made him like start murdering animals and then blow it up from there. I mean, I liked it as a short film in itself, not as a Michael Myers thing, but I like the whole thing in the in the ward and all the meetings going on with Loomis.
Hey, Danny Trejo,
Yeah.
is that arc with the janitor. I did,
and I
like
love
that.
Like between him and Lou Bloom.
Yeah, they had a friendship.
Yeah, and then like at the end, it didn't matter. He was going to kill him anyway.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
which is in line with
Mikey.
which is in line with with Michael. But I mean, listen, I would be one of those. I don't know how I feel about having a backstory because I do view him as kind of like the Joker, where like there really shouldn't be a backstory for him.
Yeah.
Because
the
that's
ambiguity makes
the whole
it more
point
powerful.
is he is evil incarnate.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, 2000s remakes, you gotta add more for some freaking reason, and I don't know why. And I think Zombie directed the wrong remake. I think he should have did actually Texas Chainsaw because that just makes sense.
Because that's what House of a Thousand Corpses was.
Because like
Right.
Halloween is very suburban, which Rob Zombie I don't think was ever stepped foot in a suburb, and or maybe yes, I don't know, man. But it's just like it's a very certain
Yeah, but it was
type
a trailer
of feel.
park in the suburb.
Yeah, and I just don't know if the Hellbilly.
And the second one really got
stuff.
into it that way.
Well, that's because the studio let him get free range, and then they're like, "Oh wait, maybe we should have dialed
Reeled
it
it back in,
Oh,
yeah.
Which is why that first zombie movie did really well because, and I remember seeing interviews he hated. I think making these movies because I think it got to a point where a real life monster, Harvey Weinstein, was up his, behind him, being like, "No, we got to do this, we got to do this," and yeah, so. I don't, and I just love the original Halloween movie. It's up there like my top 5 horror. One of the biggest mistakes in life was John Carpenter was at a Philly con, and I was gonna go and get him to sign my Halloween poster, and then I think something came up. I just couldn't go, and like that's actually a regret of mine because I had no idea when he's gonna come back here, and he's an older man. So.
I was going to say, but he's still touring, isn't he? Like
He's still
doing the music and all. So
he still does stuff. It's just like I just don't know how often he comes to like this area.
yeah.
But it's just now the part of saying is it better than any of them? So I'm assuming he means the original too. This
All of
person,
It
All of
sounds
them,
like
yeah,
he
the
means that
franchise.
if he were
So,
to rank
both
all of them.
crap on the original. I think 1 through 4 are pretty good, solid. Like I know 3, I know
Yeah.
it's his own thing, but of 1 through 4 is pretty good. I watch rewatch those all the time. I love H2O is a really good one.
Yeah.
And I love Halloween 2018. I mean, I know it falls off with those sequels, but I really love
2018 is really good.
2018, and I think that's one. Like, I think the
It
best
was-
recent slashers we got in the past. Like,
It was probably the best sequel since 4.
yeah. So I wouldn't agree that those are better than that. I would say it's better than like 6 Curse of Michael Myers or something like that.
Resurrection.
Better than Resurrection. Better than Halloween Ends. Like,
Was Resurrection the one with the one in the
Buster.
house and with the video camera and
Yeah.
they're at a party and they're
Trick or
watching
treat,
it?
motherfucker.
yeah, Busta Rhymes and Tyra Banks are in
That's
it.
terrible.
This is terrible.
That is so bad.
And that's like the problem. That might have been like the worst Michael mask too.
yes. Oh, I
Because
hated
it has like makeup on
I
it.
hated
almost.
it. I that's the one of the main reasons why I hate that fucking movie is because of that fucking mask. It was fucking.
And I think that's what took H2O down a lot was the fucking. Isn't that the one where
spiky?
it was like all eyes?
Yeah.
Like what? And what was it like 4 or 5 different masks they had for the whole shoot, including the CGI one?
Yeah, the mask.
But wasn't
And there's-
H2O the one where his eyes were like pretty
I
dominant?
can't, it was
Yeah.
I think it was H2. I think 6 kind of had that. 6 had a lot of hair.
They had that. They
It was-
had that up close scene with him and Jamie Lee
At the door. Yeah.
right when they were fumbling the keys and shit.
And that's another thing. Like, I don't think you should see his eyes. And that one did it. The zombie
spelled that
one
shit out
kind
at
of
the
did it.
beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like no, you shouldn't show his eyes. When he's wearing a mask, at least you shouldn't show his eyes. And then, I mean, in Halloween 2, he's talking in the extended cuts. I don't know what that was about, but
Zombie's second one, you mean?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
not the original 2.
What was he after the explosion? He's like,
Well, yeah.
ouch, ouch, ouch.
Yeah,
I thought the beginning of Zombie's second Halloween, I loved it because how it really mirrored something similar to the OG second one. That whole scene
Well,
in the
the
hospital,
opening, yeah.
the opening, I loved it. I loved it. After that, I fucking hated it. I did not care for it at all. I shouldn't say hate. Hate's a strong word. I just didn't like where they went with it after that because I was like pulled in. I was like, man, I love this. This is the shit I really want.
Well, it kind of had the same. It's kind of like with Halloween Ends. It's like, okay, this story is good for its own thing, but not a Halloween movie. Same thing. I get that. Like, hey, Rob, I know what you're trying to do, but maybe don't do it for this franchise.
But and the whole thing where they gave him free reign. No, they had him pull back a little bit because I think originally he wanted to go with 4 wild horses, and they're like, we'll give you 1.
I will say. I will say.
Get the fuck out of here.
Wait, what's this?
Well, that's why their username is deleted. It says, love Rob Zombie more than most, but Halloween Kills is the best Halloween movie, period.
Oh.
I will literally physically fight over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when a fucking little midget in the fucking hospital gets everyone chasing
That's Michael. That's
yeah,
Michael.
Get that.
I was watching that in the movies.
Don't
when
get me
it was
wrong.
free on Peacock, and I was like,
When he came out and killed 20 firemen in like 10 seconds, I absolutely fucking love that scene. But the rest of the movie is horrific.
Yeah, I will say, go back to the zombie, the Rob Zombie Halloweens. Tyler Mane, who is the Michael of them.
Yes.
I will say he probably is like the scariest Michael has ever been. I will say the Rob Zombie
He did
Michael
a really
is.
good job.
I know he's just a guy in a mask, but like, he's definitely I think the scariest of like even the original.
Yeah.
his stature and his move.
Yeah.
And again, he turned on Danny Trejo, so he wasn't fucking around.
Hallucinates was watching Sherry Moon Zombie.
Well, Joe, I think this one's for Joe T.
So my buddy Ryan Deasy put this one in the atmosphere. He said, Scream is the best horror franchise by far. I need you guys to go first.
It depends on the parameters. I feel it's the most consistent.
I mean, I would say it's like the third or
think-
fourth one for me.
Like,
But
I have a hot take I don't feel like Scream is the best, in all honesty. I love Final Destination more.
and that's like that's up there for me. I mean, like,
Because I tried to. How I looked at this is, all right, which ones do I feel like are better than Scream?
Yeah. Now, and I mean, the problem with because with Scream, I don't like 6. I've watched it again. I really like 5, but to me, 3 is a miss. 4 is so-so, and then 6 is not good. So, as it has put out more movies, I think it's brought down its overall. And to me, Final Destination, yes, 4 is not great, but it's not bad. So to me, it's never missed yet.
I've seen 4 multiple times, but I do end up hating myself afterwards.
I wish it didn't try to go balls to the wall on the 3D, because that's where it kind of brought itself down.
Maybe if they showed more of the asshole scene.
It should have just
3D,
stayed
then.
the course. And
David Lynch would have showed
that. But there's so many fucking Jason movies that it's hard to call Friday the 13th the best franchise because there's a fair amount of misses.
Oh, that runs the gauntlet of quality.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, I should probably say that out because my favorite horror franchise is it's the Universal Monsters. So don't I guess take a grain of salt. But I do love those movies, but I know most people
The Universal Monsters.
Yeah, but that's good if it's a hot take. If not,
no. I mean, even the whole because they had 30 movies. I love them, but that's just a personal thing. But on other people's levels, I guess I should say, I would say the Chucky and Evil Dead series, I would put those above Scream. And the reason why is they're still going like Scream, but the fact that they can even transcend in the television series and do really well.
Yeah.
And those, I just think those two I would put right over Scream. And they're all consistent because I would say I don't know if there's a bad Evil Dead. I don't think so. I think they're all good, and now there's one's better than the others, I would say, but I don't think there's bad ones.
Yeah, and again, going with the Scream thing, I never considered it the best, but if you really think about it, yeah, they're the most consistent, because I liked 6. I didn't love it, but I definitely liked it. I would like to rewatch it, but I feel like even if that were my worst one, they got a pretty good average going on.
Yeah, I think
as a whole. And
I'm
the
a
same
harsh
thing with
critic
Evil
with
Dead,
it.
In 3, if you watch it from a comedy standpoint, it's actually not that bad to watch.
Scream or
Scream 3? Oh, Scream 3. I'm sorry. No, Scream 3 is actually if you kind of put it out of your head, and be like, hey, this is a goofy comedy. If you watch it more in the lens of a scary movie, it's actually not that bad of a watch.
So with
'Cause
Carrie Fisher in there making a cameo.
Carrie
right?
Fisher making the Leia joke, but Parker Posey's like putting her,
she's
her all in it.
The problem is the shoehorned reveal and trying to connect him and saying he's the mastermind with Billy and Stu. That's bullshit.
That was
and
bullshit.
That dumb ass voice recorder that makes you magically have like
anyone's
Courtney Cox's voice.
And honestly, they filmed the movie.
That was AI before it was cool.
They filmed the movie, if you really delve into it, as if there's two killers, because some of the stuff that he does isn't even possible.
No, it's not.
And then they cut it like late, because it did happen during Columbine, the original story.
Well, they
with
rewrote
Stu.
the movie a bunch of times,
I was so disappointed in Scream 3.
which is why I think Wes took so long to do even a fourth one, because I think he got so burnt out by that point.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think Kevin Williamson wrote that one. I think it was a different writer.
I think that was the one even he tapped out.
But it's the more the by far in this thing is what kind of throws me off. But like, yeah, I would say it's like number 3 or 4 for me. Like, and like I said, Universal Monsters is my favorite, but like I understand that everyone likes that. But I would actually debate that Evil Dead or the Chucky series are, I think, by far better. I would say better than Scream. I think they have the better average.
You enjoy Child's Play 3?
I was just gonna say that.
I did, but here's the thing: is Brad Dourif gives 100% each movie.
Oh yeah,
and that's what saves it. Even Seed of Chucky, which by so weird that movie is, like him and Jennifer Tilly like kind of saved the movie, and he's the main thing. Where like I don't like Scream 2. I think Scream 2 is actually very boring. I think it's the most copy of Scream 1. And like there's some scenes like I hate that cafeteria scene where he's singing.
Oh, yeah.
That's cringeworthy.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, stop, please.
Yeah, and I just, like you said, I think it's like, so it's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, where I think the Chucky series, 1, 2, great, and then like even 3, I don't think is really that bad. I would say it's like, compared to the first 2, is probably the lesser. And then Bride I really like. Seed has moments I like. Overall, it's probably not the greatest. And then it just goes up from there. And
I agree.
I think, and it's still going, and still I think even more people love it. And then same thing even with Evil Dead. I think, like, I know you guys don't like the goofiness of Evil Dead. I love it. I personally just love it. It's like kind of like a slapstick comedy.
Oh no, I love that. I'm in the minority, I think, on the show.
But
as
the
far
fact
as
that it even has a remake, a reboot, and a television series that are also great. And
I thought the series guy had the perfect mix of still keeping that goofiness, the comedy, but it was fucking brutal too.
But it's also like Final Destination. What makes that great too is that they're not tied. Like in Evil Dead, starting to do this where they're not tied to characters. So you can just have your premise, have the evil book, have the Final Destination stuff, and you don't have to stick with characters. But back to that makes Chucky even greater because they do stick with these characters for so long. And it's kind of like the Star Wars Force Awakens with the new group and the old group and all, and they do a really good job of it. So I would say those are, better than Scream. But I can see how someone can debate Scream's the greatest. So
I would definitely say top 10 of all time, maybe top 5, but I would have to really think about it. But as much as I love the Scream movies, I just feel like there's so many other franchises that even have like really shitty movies that I prefer. But
Saw?
Yeah, like Saw is definitely a top 5, maybe top 3.
Saw is so
for
fun.
me as a franchise.
Except Spiral. Skip Spiral.
That was rough.
That's the one with Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. But that's the problem, Chris Rock, Sam Jackson. I'm like, I know, I don't want to see Chris Rock. I don't want to see the zebra from Madagascar go up against Jigsaw. That's not what I want. Give me Tobin Bell in a backwards cap. Pretend he's like 40.
That's one of my favorite memes, though. They're like, oh, movies these days with the de-aging and the CGI and all that. You know, back in my day, you just put an old man in a backwards cap and he's a kid again.
Make him very inconsistent. It's he hates, like, that's another, I heard another video that he hates people that do drugs. No matter, it's like they're all drug addicts, the victims half the time.
Oh, you're talking about Kramer.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking about Kramer. Well, I'm saying, no, I'm making the joke that it's inconsistent. One thing, it's like, you let this kid die. I'm like, whoa, okay.
and from the first time, you know, I've said this millions of times, but since the first time I saw, I always loved Kramer because even though, there's a lot of questioning his moral code throughout, but even in that first movie, Like, I just love that whole idea of, like, you know, people who don't appreciate life don't deserve it. And, like, they went in what that was supposed to be his whole thing. Like, if you're a piece of shit, he's going to give you a whole new lease on life. And I was like, this is the one villain I could finally relate to.
He's not a villain. He technically doesn't kill. Bull crap. I hate when people say that. Yeah, Charles Manson didn't technically kill either.
Yeah, neither did Kevorkian, right?
But even that whole thing when they because I just overlooked it because I was so like engulfed in the first movie. But yeah, I understand where it was like he did kind of kill them and all. Although you could blame the accomplices for some of that shit. But even in the first movie with when they were coming down when they were coming down the hallway and shit. What was it? When Glover got his throat slit.
Yeah, in the first one, yeah.
But then there was the other cop that just had his head blown off.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, he did kill people.
But going back to that franchise, like, that's even one where, like, even a bad one's good.
Yeah.
Like I said, like, I mean, like that poor woman, that
it makes up for the
she
kills,
got punished
too.
for just smoking. Like,
right.
What the hell? Like, you know, but it's funny. It's, you know, it kind of became comical, but I kind of liked it. Kind of was like, cool, like, show me that. You know, there's some movies I don't want to take seriously, and that was one. I think it started very serious, and then it just kind of became hijinks. But like, it made it better, in my opinion.
Wait, which one?
I mean, as they just go, like,
I mean, for the Saw.
Yeah, the Saw franchise, and like, yeah, and now I think, but now they're like kind of just dealing with the episode, like. They're like, hey, Saul X is coming out. We're gonna go back to the roots. We know he's like 90. Just pretend he's 60. Like, we're just going with it. Yeah. Like, and we don't care. We're like, go ahead, put Shawnee Smith's terrible wig on. Like, let's go.
That was the most that took me out of it. Like, yeah, they should. That's one case I would have taken some of that like digital de-aging because.
But like I said, you can only go up. So like, I feel like that's what's great. But also like Shawnee Smith was only like she didn't really do much. I feel like in Saul X. I feel like that was the John Kramer show.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And even though they've found a way to incorporate them in most of the sequels, yeah, it was that X really proved how significant he is to that. Because, yeah, you gave him a movie, essentially all him, and it was like, holy shit, this is the best one in a very long time.
How about Terrifier? I mean, they're gonna
so
far, right? I mean, to me, I can't wait to see what 4 brings, but at that point...
Well, are you also including like All Hallows Eve and stuff, or just like the Terrifier?
See, I still like I like All Hallows Eve.
I think you would have to include it into the franchise.
And again, especially
I never
since,
actually seen it. I'm just like, but I know that character's in it, and it's a different actor.
The Ninth Circle's the other one, the short.
Sorry, I keep getting you off.
No, I was just saying, I liked All Hallows Eve. I think I've probably watched that 4 or 5 times. And yeah, it's nowhere on the level as the first Terrifier movie, but it's a nice setup to the whole thing. And especially since it looks like they're going to incorporate the Ninth Circle short into the canon of the movies. Or maybe I'm just hoping they're doing that, but...
And that's like a series that I think actually gets better. Because I was not the hugest fan of the first one. I mean, I have rewatched it. I've actually kind of did a little bit, I think more of a 180. I think I didn't really care for it that much, but once I got what they were going for and everything, and I saw the sequels, and then again, I did kind of like I did with Ep69 and stuff, I watched it all in one sitting, and I'm like... No, there's definitely something like to this that I think... I also watched it when I was like probably my most pretentious in college is when that first one came out. When I wasn't a fun person, but you know, like, listen, I was that I was that hipster elevated horror, guy and all. Like,
so the first time you watched it, this is when you were like drinking beers with your pinky out.
Oh yeah, this is when I was drinking
balls deep in Michelob Ultras.
Yeah.
PBR.
Thinking I'm better than everyone. But
you did go to West Virginia.
Yeah, that's true. But
did a lot of your statements start off with, well, actually?
No, it was bless your heart. But yeah, and then I watched it, and then two blew me away because I was every year I kind of like at the end of the year I'm like, okay, let me catch up on the horror movies that I haven't been able to watch. So, and Terrifier 2 really blew me away. I think even though it was like over 2 hours long, like I didn't really care. Like I was having a good time. And then yeah, Terrifier 3, like I was really good. I just watched that recently. I do want to watch again. I just bought all the Blu-rays for that trilogy, so it is on my list by the next week or so to rewatch them all again. But no, I'm glad it obviously it is doing a lot for slashers, and I mean, as we go on kind of more later hot takes, I'll go more into that. But I just like what it's doing, and I really don't 180 that. I don't think I love it still, but I do appreciate it more, and I would say it has climbed up to Like, is it in my top 10 favorites? No, but like I really enjoyed it. I know why it exists, and take it for what it is and what it's doing.
You want to go back to that bracket episode and rephrase that comment?
Nope. I still stand by that.
Yeah, he said he came around on it. He didn't say he blows it like we do.
The salt scene in Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake is better than Terrifier.
True.
Which salt is better?
All right, so Scream by what's his name, Ryan Deasy?
Yes.
Scream
Ryan
is the
Deasy.
best franchise by far.
And yeah, it's a great franchise. I don't think it's ever been my favorite.
I think,
but
it's
again, it's still up there.
What?
Yeah.
I think everyone has their own franchise.
I mean, all of this is subjective, but
no, some of them. That Barbarian take is not subjective.
I'm the harshest critic when it comes to Scream, so I think that's why I dislike 6. Outside of Melissa Barrera's performance, though, because I thought she was phenomenal in that one.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Deasy. We disagree. All right,
Jeff Whitwer?
Yeah, this is another buddy of mine. Leatherface is probably the most terrifying villain because some creep doing fucked up shit in rural Texas is pretty realistic, and the chainsaw is the most brutal weapon imaginable.
This guy grew up in the city.
He grew up in Berlin, New Jersey.
Listen,
just ask Alexa Blair Robertson about the chainsaw and how brutal that is.
I grew up in basically Alabama, New Jersey. Okay, everyone had a chainsaw. Like chill out. Okay, chainsaws are actually like Joe Bob Briggs actually who said this. It's not that great of a weapon because all you gotta do is get a bar in the chain and then it just stops working.
Dislodges.
Yeah, like that's all you need to do. Just get a heavy branch, really.
It's just if it does get to you.
Yeah,
then you're kind of fucked. But
I mean, Billy almost got fucked up by a gremlin with it.
That's true. Between that and then he's not really terrifying. He gets scared easily. He's always like crying and screaming. I mean, if you just yell at him, I feel like I think his family's more scary than him.
Leatherface becomes vulnerable at times.
Yeah, because in a sense they kind of take advantage of him.
Yeah,
like he's
he gets.
I don't know what the right the appropriate word is, but yeah, Leatherface is kind of a tragic character that his family corrupted into doing horrible shit.
Because that's the thing. When he kills people, he's either being told to do it, or it's like, I mean, I'm sorry, those teenagers not first move were just breaking into his house, so they kept coming in one by one.
You're protecting your territory.
Yeah. It's just how
Franklin's
he was
the only one he killed that wasn't like in the house. That was more of an actual murder. But again, you can debate as family told him to go do that. Because I think he's essentially a child. So
and
I mean he looks scary, but if you're in the lineup of horror characters, like holy crap, he would be scared of art. He'd be crying. He probably like.
I'm more terrified of fucking art.
Well, yeah, if you're aware,
I think I could befriend Leatherface.
If you,
I think I could be buds with him.
I think if.
Hey man, you want to go have a beer? Let's talk about it.
All right, so
I'm not mad that you broke that door.
Going back to the first Terrifier, what was she credited as? The cat lady? Even though she didn't have a cat, she had a doll.
Yeah.
I think she could have broke Leatherface.
Yeah,
because they made you think she had art for a second there. But yeah, spoilers. But I think if she took that approach with Leatherface, he would have came around, took the mask off, and he also probably became born again Christian or some shit.
I mean, he falls in love with Stretch.
Yeah, I was just gonna go right to that. Like in 2, he's got a weak point, right? He could have fucking cut her up, but
I think if you take his family out of it, I mean,
wow, this is a weird turn.
Except in 3, doesn't 3 have a kid?
I don't remember. I think I only saw 3 once.
The Kane I think that's the Kane Hodder one. He played Leatherface.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it once, and that was it.
The second it was available at Hometown Video, I rented it. I watched it. I don't think I've ever seen it since.
I think Viggo Mortensen's in it too. It's a weird cast. Shit. Yeah.
This is all making me want to watch it again.
I feel like Krueger is the most terrifying villain to me.
I can get that.
But knives on the fingers, not really the most brutal weapon. But he can fucking kill you in your sleep.
Well, he could also take your biggest fear and just make it happen.
Yeah, clearly Freddy is not realistic, but to me he's the most terrifying in my opinion. And I mean, I'll Jason fucking as once you get to 6 on where he's basically just superhuman, fucking got worms on him and fucking probably smells like bleach shit.
You can even avoid Jason. You can avoid Jason. Though.
Yeah, I was gonna say
not in a video game.
Again, they have all those memes of they give you 9 villains, and it's which one would you not want to be locked in a room with? It would absolutely be Art because again, all of them will fucking destroy you. Art plays
play
with
with
you
you,
a
yeah.
lot.
Or I
Now-
will do it slowly.
Yeah, now Freddy fucks with your head. Like he has psychological fun with you before he takes you out. But like Art, yeah, you are gonna suffer a long time before you're actually dead. And sometimes he might even let you linger a little bit. You know, he'll just kind of like, yeah, there's no coming back from this. But if you look at it like Art, you know what? Move 1,000 miles away from Miles County. Jason, stay away from the Crystal Lake. Like Freddy,
Don't be a counselor.
Fred, yeah. No fucking on
Is
the
that
job.
where my counselor?
No fucking on the job. There you go. You're safe from Jason and all.
And then you look like his mom.
Again, Michael. They try to make it as if like everything circles around Haddonfield. Now, granted, I got to drive through there to get to work every day, but like Freddy, that your brain, your bedroom is his playground.
Like
so-
Michael, as long as you're just not in his way, I think you're
Yeah.
fine. I mean, and then like Ghostface, it's your friend, so like I guess whatever. It's usually your friends or whoever you're dating. But
I wouldn't want to fuck with a Cenobite.
yeah, but you gotta use the box. I could just not open the box.
But if you,
I mean, like the Necronomicon also.
Also, if you just play straight face and not like, I think Pinhead would get bored. This dude just doesn't have pain, I guess. Oh, or just be like, oh no, like, you know, pizza, I'm scared of it. Like, oh.
yeah, like the Cenobites would be like, do your best, man. I'm already dead inside. Like,
It's like, oh. It's like, I'm so scared of Taco Bell.
oh man, a 3-layer burrito. Oh god.
I mean, to be fair, when I was a kid, and I brought this up many times, I had a My Buddy doll. So seeing fucking imagine your fucking doll just comes. I turned my head away. Imagine your fucking doll just comes to life, literally,
yeah,
and wants to
no,
fucking kill you. But not just kill you. Maybe at first killing everyone around you, like the babysitter.
Then set
and
you
get
up
fucking
for it.
blamed for it.
Yeah.
Like, and you're like 6. They're not gonna believe you. But yeah,
yeah, Andy, we're not believing you, man. Juicy fruit.
he was fucking chewing juicy fruit in his fucking bedroom at 5. What the fuck?
Fucking Alex, man.
Yeah,
All right, Jeff.
I'm bringing them gum in May at fucking New Jersey HorrorCon. No fucking juicy fruit.
Is he there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
I-
Christina, I'm actually gonna be able to see Christina Lee.
Okay. She'll be like, you're the Joe T.
Damn
right?
fucking
Yeah.
right.
Damn Skippy.
Joe, fuck Blumhouse T. All right, Gray Log.
Yeah, we're like 0 for 10 so far.
Gray Log, which is, well, I won't get into my work habits today. I think as year go by, okay.
Look, I just
Grammar.
copied and pasted it.
No, I'm not blaming you.
It really sets the stage of how these are, though, like with the grammar, bad grammar, and everything.
I think as year go by, 2024 will go down as the greatest year of horror history.
You just started watching movies yesterday, apparently.
I agree. It was a great year for horror, but
Not the greatest.
yeah, I wouldn't even call it the greatest now. But
Even recent, I would say 2022 is the better year.
I don't know.
Consistently.
I'd have to run through the
24
list again.
I think I might have looked at that. I think 24 was really strong. I think there was a lot of... We were very diverse when it came to our top 10s
Yeah.
when we covered them. But there were some heavy hitters there that I really enjoyed. And that's why I'm trying to go back and think like, all right, let me think of a fucking year. And when we do our TTCs, right?
which,
Our
if
time
I remember
capsule
right, I
episodes.
think 06. I think there was a lot in that year that I really liked.
Yeah, we forgot about some. I think,
Some of you still haven't
I
seen
mean, I
Leslie
also
Vernon.
need like a list of just like in front of me.
yeah, like
Yeah.
if you take 2022 and 2024 separately, I feel like 2022 probably had the bigger hits, while 2024 had more.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Like, they might not have had as many huge ones, but
yeah. But like 2019, I think was a good year too. I mean, you had Us, Lighthouse, Midsummer. You know, that
I'm
was
so glad the first one you said was Us.
yeah. No, but
No, I agree. I
good
love
movie.
that.
Yeah,
I
very
love
good.
that
No,
movie.
but like what you say, like objectively, what is good and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like not really preference wise, but like, or I know 85 is a great year for horror.
That was the
Yeah.
first 80s year that came to mind was 85.
Like Escape Room is a really fun movie. I really like
agree.
that. Haunt was pretty decent.
Haunt, yeah.
I really
Dr.
liked
Sleep.
Haunt.
Yeah.
Love Dr. Sleep.
Doctor Sleep. I liked in chapter 2.
Happy
I
Death
know
Day to
it has
you.
its
Whoa,
problems.
whoa. We'll get into those Happy Death Day movies
Villains,
later.
Villains is a really good, I think, kind of hidden gem horror movie.
I've been
They remade Rabid. I didn't even know they remade that. But that's the thing. There's so many, there's all many years that you can say are the best. But the greatest of all time is like,
I wouldn't even say it is now.
Yeah, I need the.
But
like,
it's a really good
wait.
year.
Yeah.
I mean, look at 85. You have Day of the Dead, Silver Bullet, Nightmare 2, Fright Night, Life Force.
I feel like 81, 82 might even be
Return to
decent
Living
years.
Well, of course. That's my favorite.
Roy.
The Stuff. The Howling 2. I mean, there is some shitty ones.
Fucking
And also, there's technicalities. And the reason I say because I listened to your time capsules and you did the 2006, and I know there was it was weird on Google saying like it was Hostel 2006 and 2005. So technically, because I'm a film nerd and I'm insufferable, and I know this, but the premiere was in 2005. It opened wider release in 2006.
Yeah.
So technically it is 2005. The Oscars do that every year, right? Like at the end of the year, they'll be like, all these movies that haven't came out yet are nominated for Best Picture, and then they come out in January.
Yeah.
Because they opened a limited release. So that's why, they answer your question from a podcast very long ago, but you run into that technicality. It's like, okay, well, is this 2018? Is this 2019? And stuff like that. And I think I always considered, if it opened wide to the public, I always consider that as when it came out, because it's like, I'm not pressed going to Toronto Film Festival watching it in 2005.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be an episode if we didn't reference Stream, but technically Stream's like a 2020, 2021 movie.
Yeah.
So, but for reasons, it just came out.
There are not that many of those, but that's what I'm just saying, though. But like those, you could sprinkle into those years.
And nowadays, you get like somebody will make a movie, and it might be on the festival circuit for like 2 years before it even gets picked up.
Yeah, like Cabin in the Woods was like that, I think.
Okay. See, I didn't know.
I think that got shelved, and then Thor came out, and they're like, "Hey, this guy's in this movie. Let's release it."
He's a lot dumber in Cabin in the Woods.
Because I think they shot in like 2009 or something. Then he got released in like 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
2024, as years go by, will go down as the greatest in horror history. I think it's kind of hard to say that at this moment.
No, because like I said, as great as it is, I wouldn't say it was the greatest year.
Yeah.
Like now.
For me, there was a lot of strong movies. Though.
Yeah.
There were a lot of really good horror movies. I just don't think of it as being as such, like you said.
Yeah.
I just, but even for that to say that now, I think it could have been reworded differently.
Now, do you guys consider like success in pop culture, like something like that? Like Megan was something that like went broader, just outside of horror, and became like, would you count that as part of? Because like 2024 had great movies, but I don't see anything that like. Maybe the substance like kind of went more broad to the general populace.
I just
Heretic. Yeah, Hugh Grant was nominated for his role as
but
well.
like I know some people count. I would say I kind of count that because like I feel like that shouldn't go missed of when somebody becomes very popular.
Yeah, I mean, I when things like this, I usually go by my personal opinion, but I do take into account like any cultural effects it has.
Like Annabelle's not really a good movie, but everyone knows Annabelle. So it's like, so that movie in 2014, did it have a big impact? Like, was it a bad movie? Yes, but it had an impact because you see Annabelle everywhere.
Yeah.
I feel like 2024 can only ever be, considered many years down the road because of the factor of Terrifier 3 doing as well as it did. And maybe if the substance can win Best Picture. That's the only other way where I feel like as a year, it can hold up down the road because
don't forget Late Night with the Devil too.
No, I loved a lot of 2024 movies, but none of them I really look at like, ooh, this is going to go down as one of the best horror movies of all time.
Yeah,
I think
except for Strange Darlings.
I fucking love that movie.
I love that movie too. That was a great movie.
Go.
No, I love that movie too, but I think it's we gotta let it. We're only 2 months into 2025. You gotta let it sit and see. Because, like, listen, I never thought I would see killer clowns all over a Spirit Halloween, but here we are, years later, and stuff like that.
But I think those, even if it doesn't win Best Picture, Demi Moore still winning the Golden Globe for it. I feel like those are two big accomplishments for the horror genre.
I mean, I think the nominations, even not the Oscars, just the nominations alone was like a really big win.
So this one is to be determined.
Like I said,
when we do fucking Horror Takes 97.
Because you don't. Well, the thing is, you also don't know. 2027 can come.
Right. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it's. I think it could have been rephrased.
If he says like up to this point, okay, maybe
Yes.
you know.
I think
But-
you can't say as years go by. You don't have no idea. I mean, we could.
But Mr. Log is calling it now. It will forever be the
The
best year.
Substance 3 could be the best movie ever, you know? And-
Let's fucking go.
See, I've actually
Debbie,
been
stop injecting yourself with that stuff, please.
again, not pandering, but I was the other night. Well, then again, I was trying to distract myself. But the other night, I started toying around with ideas of maybe getting like a, what I would want to do for a stream tattoo. And even that, I'm kind of putting myself on pause, even though I love these 4 characters. It's like, well, what if one of the sequels is like far better than this one? Now I'm stuck with this one when there might be other characters I'll like more. But
Like, do like an add-on. Put like one character and then see how it goes, and then just slowly add on to it.
But that's what I mean. What if Stream 7 has like the be-all, end-all best players of all time? Now I'm stuck with the original.
Stream All Stars.
Mark takes so much of my arm.
But yeah, I'm not saying they'll never be. Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyhow, yeah, I agree. 24 was a great year, but there's no way it's going to be like the best of all time.
We don't know.
Wowza canned spam. Wowza.
Captain.
Yeah, I never said
Mauser.
wowza when it came to fucking
Yowzy
spam.
yowza.
Hostel 2 is way better than the original.
All right, time out. I had to add this because there's no fucking way. That is one of the worst horror movies I've ever seen, and I will. Yeah,
All right, I see. No, I don't agree with that.
it is.
I definitely prefer the original one. The second one I watched, I think, because I had nothing better to do. But I'm like, there's no way this sequel's going to be any good, and I really liked it.
Two has
But
good
then
parts.
again, the same
Has
thing.
good parts.
The
Yeah.
same thing with 3, though. I had no desire to watch it, and again, I was, as Joe would put it, I was having a bad day. It was available. I threw it on. I'm surprised how much I did not hate 3.
I don't think 3 was supposed to be a Hostel movie. I think they just threw the brand on the name, kind of the Hellraiser thing, where they're like, "Hey, we have
Yeah.
this random horror script. We'll just call it Hostel," because it doesn't feel like the other
The
ones.
bathtub scene in 2 is the only thing I feel like is memorable.
Yeah, that's what.
That's the only thing.
Yeah,
That's the only thing I remember.
The little,
The ending.
yeah.
The ending was like, and that was a great, like, kind of revenge ending. I do like that was pretty good. But yeah, 1 is far superior, and this is the reason why, for me, is because in 1, it's a little bit more of you're finding out stuff. It's a little bit more of a mystery. Like, what's the deal with this hostel? Who's in on it? Who's not? Are they good? Are they bad? And then in the second, third act, everything gets revealed. In 2, you already know that.
It
And you're
opens
just
up with
redoing
the
it,
bidding
and
war.
you're just like, well, I already know what this is. Like, I know, not all these girls are coming out of this train,
Yeah.
you know, and it ruins the mystery. And then it kind of becomes cartoony with the villains. You're like,
Yeah.
they're kind of twirling the mustaches at
Yeah.
some points, and
Yeah.
you're just like, okay, who's in on it? Oh, they all are. Cool.
Yeah, she lost her iPod, and that's
But there's
how,
no
like,
mystery.
Like, come on.
And I'm not saying
But,
you know,
but I did like how they kind of turned it around a little. Like
There was
they
an
changed it
iPod
up a
Nano,
little.
Joe.
Yeah.
No, she was just like, "How much do you want?" And like that, and it
But
was
like-
like, "All right, you're in on the club, but one final fee to pay."
Yeah.
Like I did like that little
But, like-
last minute twist.
I like, yeah, and I'm not saying like it's the best mystery of all time. It's
Yeah.
not really that much of a mystery in that first one, but again, you don't know the full story yet.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And you don't know who's like the Asian woman, the one who gets her like eyeball cut. I thought she was in on it until that scene
That
kind of
happened.
came. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, and like that
Until
was
she
cool.
missed the platform.
Yeah, so there's no mystery to that second one. It's the first movie again, but this time you know everything.
Yeah, I think that's why I was surprised with it, because again, I did like the second, and I hate to say like I kind of like the third one, but maybe that's why I was so surprised with the second, because yeah, there was no mystery, but I thought it was a fun journey.
Yeah,
And like I said, they changed up just enough to.
and the little, I guess, twist at the end that like she kind of becomes a member is like, oh, like that's something, you know. But again, it's
Yeah.
it,
But you,
overall, it's not good.
yeah, the original is far superior, but
And I really do not like when someone survives a horror movie just to kill them off in the beginning of the first
Agreed.
one.
Yeah.
I
That's
think it's,
another.
it's
Yeah.
such a cheat, and I
First-
really hate it.
yes, but I didn't totally hate it in this one.
I think what the thing is like, because he starts off as such like a douchebag in that first movie,
Yeah,
and it's like, you know, you're kind of like hoping that at the end of that first movie, it's like, okay, dude, be a better person. You survived this. You got your revenge. You killed that salad.
No.
The guy who eats salad with his fingers, he's dead. You can go home just to be scared for the rest of your life and end up being murdered. Like
he was a traumatized dickhead.
Yeah, it's just like, there was a little, listen, like obviously Eli Roth movies aren't highbrow, but there was an arc to that character where it's just like, dude, like, okay, like live your life, just like, nah, now we got the whole, like all these rich guys, we got the Diddy party coming over and trying to kill you,
Allegedly.
Oh, no,
that's not allegedly.
You think they're going to retract that in Scary Movie 6? Remember the whole thing? What was it in the first?
That's going to be all the jokes.
I was going to say, was it the first or second one? The whole thing with Brenda, and she was just like, "Oh yeah, I was hanging out with my friend Sean, Puff Daddy."
Is she out with a backup dancer? She gotta have respect for herself.
That's nasty. So yeah, is Brenda going to renounce Diddy in this one?
I would be shocked if the Wayans brothers and even her. They got to bring back her character, right?
Yes.
Like it sounds like
they're
like
I would be so shocked that they don't make that joke.
Oh, it's going down. It is.
Yeah,
it's there. They have to.
So yeah, was it Hustle? Yeah, Hustle 2 sucks.
Yeah, Hustle 2 is way better than the original. No fucking way.
Yep. No.
It didn't suck,
way.
but yeah, not way better than the original.
Someone can take this.
I think Kevin, you should do this one.
The Babadook is average at best. It's neither as deep or artistic as the best elevated horror movies, nor as creepy as the best supernatural flicks. It just is kind of there.
Omega LQ.
Oh, yeah, I didn't read
84.
84.
I'm gonna start following you, Omega.
Yeah.
No Diddy.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually agree with this. I think it's
Wasn't that a Blackstreet song?
No diggity.
no diggity.
No doubt. But yes.
No Diddy.
That's the Weird Al remake of it.
How fucked up would that be if he just went dark on a Diddy song?
But no, yeah, I agree. And I know you guys talked about it before with the whole it's the scariest horror movie of all time, and I think that was kind of a victim of that. I feel like when that movie was coming out, that constantly came out. They got an endorsement, I think, from like Stephen King, which. And like, listen.
He needs to down his opinion on.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No.
You don't have to,
I know your opinion.
You don't have to convince me with that.
Yeah, no. But no, yeah, I think it was. I do think it's overrated, and I think it's weird because I did like this movie when it first came out, and then actually as I rewatched it, it is a little like I'm kind of just like, okay, this is a little, But I think it's also when it came out. I mean, it came out in 2014, so we were coming off of like. I mean, the Conjuring movies were going strong. The Purge just started. We're just getting done. Like, I don't know, Saw might have been done already, but we're just getting done. So I think it was kind of refreshing when it came out, especially after all of those. There was big blockbuster horror movies. So I think a lot of, like, again, the hipster people like me at the time would watch those movies and be like, "Oh, this is great." And I think
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, probably would have been, but. I think if actually the Babadook got kind of released now, I think it would just kind of come and go.
Isn't it getting released this year?
They did a 10-year screening.
Yeah,
a couple.
No, but I'm saying like brand new.
Yeah.
They just released, but
yeah,
and like things there are cool. Like Essie Davis, who's the actress of the mom, she did great. Like her acting was really good. The idea is great. A children's book character comes to life and like haunts you. That's pretty cool. And then. Even the designs, pretty
but
cool.
It was a metaphor for grief.
Well, and that's
man.
where it's just like, and it's like, I feel like movies even now, like A24 kind of gets like crapped on now for being like too deep and all. Like, I would take that over just like grief. Did you get it yet? It's grief. You see that car crash 3 times? See the dad in the air flying? It's grief.
The kid
Here's
was
some
fucking
worms.
annoying as shit though too.
Actually, JC, when you hear this, we got to do an episode comparing Bob from House by the Cemetery and Samuel in the Babadook. Who's the
most annoying?
Who's the more loving child or more lovable child?
Now, meanwhile, that came out the same year as It Follows, which I thought did a better job at what I think the Babadook was trying to do.
Yeah, I like the Babadook. I didn't realize until the last couple years how hated the movie was. I remember seeing it, I remember liking it, and then I heard people talking about it a little bit and all, and then really nothing. And I think it might have been until we started this show that I've been hearing more and more. People are like, "Oh God, that movie was awful."
So I think it's just it came out in a time, and I remember because like this is when I was starting college, and I think the Babadook is like ground zero for like the pretentious people starting with horror, and I think they talked it up, and that word of mouth got out. So because horror is not what it was even 10 years ago. And I think that's all it was, is just that I think a certain crowd really talked it up, and then when another crowd went saw it, they're like, what the, and it's kind of like the skin of a ring for you guys, like someone talked it up, you saw, and that's I think what it was. And like again, all the marketing, which is like listen, I work in marketing, so like if someone says my movie's the scariest movie of all time, I'm gonna put it in there, like but you know, the thing is like that always I think deters from people. And you know, I feel like horror, again, at that point, the mainstream were just like, we need something deep. Like how, you know, they were like kind of scared to admit they like the Killer in the Woods movies. It's like it's okay to like it. I think now, like we're like that. We can just say like, hey, like, because now like look at the Substance. You know, another example that's really out there. And guess what got nominated for Best Picture? He ain't the Babadook. You know,
Exactly.
So long rant, but yeah.
Yeah, but the Babadook didn't have Demi in it, so.
Switch out the kid with Demi. And then put Patrick Swayze in, and that's the Babadook.
Ooh. Wow. This universe is getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw Chris Farley in there for good measure.
Fuck it. or what was the one joke I heard saying how they got to do?
Is that the only one everyone kind of agreed with?
Yeah.
That it was like,
not 100%, but I'm not going to say they're completely wrong. Like I said, now it's been a while. It's probably been, 8 years since I've seen it, but I don't remember being as bad as everyone's saying.
I don't think
it's bad. But
I don't think people were saying
like
it's bad.
great.
I just think it got overhyped.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's
so. Yeah,
kinda,
I'll rewatch it sometime.
I think it's more like when people say superheroes are like overhyped. You know, I think it's kind of more that kind of vibe than just this is a bad movie. I just don't like. I think again when it came out, I think people really compared it to like The Exorcist and stuff, like things that are considered the greatest horror movies of all time.
Yeah.
And I think that's what kind of deterred. Because if people just said like, "Hey, it's really great," I think people wouldn't care as much.
Yeah.
But the fact that people like kind of rode the coattails of it.
What was the Daniel Tosh bit about like the whole, hey, America's #1? He's just like, can we stop saying that? He's like, we're top 10. Give it that. Maybe if we started saying top 10, the terrorists will stop coming after us.
And they'd be like, "That's fair."
Yeah, that's fair. But all right, yeah, rereading it and saying average at best, I can't completely disagree with that. But I'll need a rewatch because, yeah, who knows? Maybe I remember it being better than it actually was. But I do agree that the kid was annoying as fuck.
100%.
I think we all can agree with that.
All right, little unity.
Lock that kid in the basement and make it eat worms.
So since you are our guest, Mr. Two-Eyed Kevin, how about you give us a hot take from you, sir?
From me, this is kind of like the Jaws one that you guys taught before. So when people ask me what my favorite horror movie is, I always say The Silence of the Lambs. A lot of people don't consider that for horror for some reason. It is a horror movie, and I would even one up that if you don't think Silence of the Lambs is a horror movie, then you can't think Saw 1 is. They're both police procedurals.
Yep.
Both, they're just as, I would say not one is more violent than the other. There's people chained up that you gotta go get with the serial killer there. They're very actually similar, but yet Saw doesn't get, is it horror, is not. And I'm saying the first one, not the whole franchise. But I think Silence of the Lambs, for some reason, I think now not maybe people kind of softened up that it is horror, but I feel like a lot of people are like, no, that's a thriller. And I've even had people say like, what's your favorite horror movie? Because they know I love horror movies. So I'm like, Silence of the Lambs. Like, well, what's your real favorite horror movie? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm not going to talk to you now because I'm not going to acknowledge that. And
I could see where people come from when they talk about the thriller, the aspect of it. But
I think
it took me it took me a couple years to digest that a little bit when I guess I first saw it in the late 90s, maybe mid to late 90s when I first saw Silence of the Lambs, because I thought horror was Jason, Freddy, right? So that was my first take on it, right? When I'm growing up as a kid, and I'm still an adolescent at that time. So now I see it. Absolutely, it's fucking horror. Right?
Yeah, and I think the marketing was kind of perfect because I think they didn't want to market it as a horror movie. I think with the first they want that Oscar chance because like
I think that's the only reason why they labeled it a thriller.
Yeah, because I know Bloody Disgusting had like a whole thing on it. I think they were going to do, and then they were like, hey, maybe don't do that so we can get Jodie an Oscar. And
yeah, I was gonna say Jodie, fucking just
Clarice.
Yeah,
Clarice. He doesn't say hello, Clarice. By the way,
yeah,
that's the man.
Yeah, I just think with the lineup, like everything about the movie, that there were people out there willing to give it an Oscar, but not under the guise of a horror. So they're like, oh, well, it's a thriller procedural movie.
We'll call it everything but a horror movie.
But the first time I saw it, like, just that whole ending with the night vision and all, like, fucking terrified me. Like, that was, I mean, the whole thing was fucked up in general.
I think also the sequels kind of helped it too. Like Hannibal is clearly a horror movie and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that probably even helped it a little bit more.
I still want to go back. One of these weekends, I'm going to have to do, like, back-to-back, like Manhunter and Red Dragon.
Yeah.
And, because Manhunter, I probably saw the first time, again, 10, 15 years ago. And I was surprised how much I liked it.
Yeah.
So, but see, I like Red Dragon, and that's another one that a lot of people seem to like kind of shit on. Not as much as they do Hannibal, but so I want to see the two of them back to back because curious which one I like more now.
Yeah. But no, yeah, and like I don't even know how much really of a hot take that is, but like I brought it up because like people still say it to me.
That's a fair hot. That's a fair hot take, though. I think.
Yeah. If you go what it's classified by, then yeah, it's not a horror, but everybody knows it's a fucking horror. Like,
well, it's also kind of like it's like okay, tell me like just how like explain to me it's not horror, and like I feel like no one can really do that for me.
Yeah,
like explain it, tell me how it's not.
Yeah.
Kevin, what else you got?
Oh, I thought we were jumping around.
Round the horn.
No, this one might hurt some people. I think the 2000s is the worst decade of horror.
So like 2009.
So I would say 2000 to 2009. I think 2010s I think are actually pretty good, but I would say
I don't disagree.
Yeah. There's definitely like I can probably name like one good horror movie per year. Like there's definitely good ones in, but like if you look at each decade, I think 2000s is at least the weakest. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. I honestly I don't like the look of it sometimes. I feel like sometimes I'm watching an MTV movie.
Yeah.
The grading is weird. I feel like ever since the Matrix came out like 99, like they're like, let's put color grade on everything.
Yeah.
Everything like wants to be music video. I remember I feel like from like at least the first half, every horror movie had like some rock song that came out with it.
Yeah, it had like the rock or metal soundtrack.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that took me out of Freddy vs. Jason. It was like they were going hard on the soundtrack on that. It was like I do like the music that was in there, but in the context of that movie, it kind of took me out of it.
Yeah, it's just and I think people just I think it kind of turned on horror again. They weren't taking it serious at the time.
It kind of died down a little bit.
Yeah,
going into 2000.
Yeah, if I had to pick like a full decade, again I would have to look into it, but I can't say I disagree with that. But I also feel. Maybe not a specific decade, but like a 10-year window. I wouldn't even go full, but I would say like 88-ish to like 94, 95. That was another like.
I mean, yeah, like
dead spot.
Yeah, well,
because it just got to the point where like, yeah, horror just became comical. Like they were leaning into that shit.
And I think also that's one reason why I got into horror so late. Growing up, I didn't really like 2000s horror, so I kind of just like in my small 8-year-old brain, I'm thinking this is what horror is. This sucks.
Yeah.
And then you kind of grow your as you get older, you start watching more stuff, and I'm like, oh no, this decade just
you hear about this terrifying Jason Voorhees, and then you go in one day and pick up Jason Takes Manhattan. It was just like.
You got to understand is that those movies at that time, whether it was 88 to like, would you say 95?
Like just before Scream came out.
You got to understand too is that there was so much being produced because of the home video.
Oh yeah.
And that's what kind of killed it as well.
And I'm not saying there was nothing good in there, but as far as like heavy hitters,
oh yeah,
it was like a lull, not LOL, LULL.
When was it?
Did it for the lulls.
When was the New Nightmare? 94.
94.
Yeah. And yeah, that I loved.
Oh yeah, I love it too.
All right, I got one. To me, and I've talked about this movie a ton, but I feel like it doesn't get the respect it deserves, so I keep bringing it up. To me, Happy Death Day is the best Blumhouse PG-13 movie that they've ever come out with, by far.
Is Megan Blumhouse?
Yes. There's a fair amount of PG-13 ones they dropped.
See, the thing is, those two, I can't say which one's like one's better than the other. I like them both. So
I gotta rewatch Death Day. It's another one I did like, but
I watched it so many times, and I kind of ripped it apart to try to, like, in anticipation for the sequel, to where I had this whole crazy theory, like some people do in so many different movies.
Yeah.
And then when the sequel came out, and it was just a time fucking machine, I was so pissed. And I think that honestly is what made me hate Blumhouse forever. And I will forever hate Blumhouse.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I can see where.
But yeah, I mean, they do have a lot of R-rated, but I feel like just Happy Death Day easily stands above all the other ones. PG-13 wise.
I mean, Split's pretty good.
I think that's R too.
Splits are.
Yeah.
Is it? No.
Yeah. You mean Night Swim doesn't fall into that category?
Oh, fuck no.
Did all the Paranormal Activities come out? Or just start with 3, I guess? Well, I guess they are. There are. Yeah, never mind. They're not PG-13.
Ouija.
Like, they got a handful of good R-rated horror movies.
Yeah, yeah.
But the PG-13 ones just don't.
Well, it's also hard with the PG-13 movie because, like, horror movie, which it obviously can be done. There's good PG-13 horror movies out there, but you got to dial back the gore and you have to solely focus on scares. So I think you kind of get a little bit of a disadvantage because you don't have. I mean, I guess you could get away with some gore and some special effects. Just turn the blood green. You actually apparently can get away with it. That's why, like in comic book movies, like it's always like robots that die because you can get away with that instead of humans. But yeah, and then it falls flat sometimes when it's like, oh, you realize your movie's not scary.
Insidious is the only other one I would think of, PG-13 wise.
I didn't even know that was Blumhouse.
But
yeah, like I like Megan as well. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah, one of my biggest disappointments with Megan is when the unrated version became available. It was like, all right, I want to see what they cut out. There was probably maybe another quart of blood in the whole movie and about 50 F-bombs.
Yeah.
And that's why
it was like it felt like they were implying like there was a lot more to the kill scenes, and no, there really wasn't.
And one thing I talked about it a lot with 2024, and that's how I ranked my movies as well, which I've come to the movie where I actually have interest in rewatching it again, and that's why I said I've watched Happy Death Day a ton of times. I only watched Megan one time after seeing it in the theater, and I don't really have any interest in ever going back to rewatch it again. I enjoy it. I think it's a fun movie. The rewatchability to me just isn't there.
You gotta, I feel like, be in the mood because I feel like Happy Death Day you can kind of get and watch it as just like a random comedy if you don't look from like a slasher standpoint.
It kind of leaned into the cheesiness of it, and that's what kind of made me like it more.
Yeah. So I think that rewatchability is just like, well, if I can watch it as one way, watch it as another way. You can watch a sci-fi movie, you can watch it as a comedy, you can watch it as a horror movie.
Or if you're just a fan of huge baby heads. I'm sure
that's the one thing I don't like about the movie. I don't like the baby head look.
The mask.
I feel like they tried making it a thing. I remember the Spirit Halloween that year they did have it, and then it just disappeared.
It was like Valentine, except not Cupid, just a baby.
I was like, who picks a baby as a mascot?
Well, I mean, come on. If you saw a baby with a huge head coming at you, you would never think it was going to kill you. There we go. When are they going to make a horror movie of... The hell was it called? It was like one of the first gifts ever, the fucking dancing baby.
Oh yeah.
When's somebody going to make a horror movie based on that?
But I mean, that kind of goes into another.
Dave, you want to be the first?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, that kind of goes into another hot take. If you guys don't mind me shooting another one, is I think slashers right now are the best they've ever been. I think it started with Happy Death Day, and then it just kept getting better because Terrifier was next year. After that was Halloween 2018, and then you get into Freaky is another great one.
Yeah.
And then Malignant. You have In a Violent Nature. I think it's because I think they're realizing audiences and people are smarter, and they realize you can't just put a slasher, like a random slasher that you can get away with in the 80s. You can't take that out now. You got to add something new with it, and I think people are doing really cool stuff with it. Even this weekend, I told you guys me and my wife are going to go see Hard Eyes. Even like the reviews I was reading about, they're like, oh, this is like a actual romance movie, but it's also a slasher. And I'm like, oh, that sounds actually really cool. Like, give me Halloween meets The Notebook. I'll watch that. But there's something new. It's a
great date night.
Yeah, then. But like that's awesome. Like we're doing, and me and my wife, we love the whole vibe thing that's going on right now, where it's like 80s comedies but horror. Like Groundhog Day and Freaky's basically Freaky Friday.
Yeah,
like, we like even that stuff and MASH and stuff. I think slashers are now. It's not just the man with a knife. There's more to it. Same thing. Terrifier is doing a really great job of like adding new stuff. And I know in the 90s when Scream came out, but the thing is also with that is that Scream came out and then everyone just copied Scream.
Yeah. It was all about the reveal.
Yeah, and being meta and stuff like that. Where now I actually think there's different slashers or different vibes. Like Terrifier is not like X. And X and Terrifier are not like, say, like Freaky or Happy Death Day.
But by their own merits, they're good slashers.
And I just think, they're continuing to be good. And I don't know when it'll end, but I hope it doesn't. But yeah.
Thanksgiving was
Stream
really good.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
I saw Hard Eyes, and I enjoyed it. It was pure chaos.
Yeah.
Pure fucking chaos. In a good way.
And then even, the heyday of slashers, which is probably like late 70s to like mid 80s, like you have some really good ones in there, but they're all kind of the same, same vibe. And like in now slashers, I actually care about the people that died. In the 80s ones, I don't care. They're just body count.
Yeah, that's a huge difference more recently with I just realized, wait, what movie is this? Sorry, total shiny.
That's still Texas Chainsaw remake.
I didn't realize Erica was in it.
And even the sequel, like slashers are good too. Like the new Screams and.
But yeah, like back then it was you weren't looking for a great story, you weren't looking for like primo acting. It was just like, again, just enough of a loose story to get you from one kill to the other. Where nowadays you're actually getting good acting. And, occasionally you get a story that kind of sucks you. Like you were saying, you almost care about the characters now.
And you get directors that like grew up with these horror movies and these slashers. Like of the subgenre, slashers is actually my favorite. I don't know. It's just it's weird. It's weird to say it's like a comfort movie for me, but I do. Yeah. I think it's because they're so simple, maybe. But I always will. If you look at my horror like Blu-ray collection, slashers are the top ones. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like they're like these directors that grew up with these are like, let's take what made these good. It made these great, and then let's just elevate it. Let's add more stuff to it. So it's like its own thing with different themes, different characters, and stuff like that. And I think like people, and I think now, especially with like X and all, I think people are really taking slashers seriously because there's some good slashers that like aren't just hack and slash, and stuff. And
the fact that more people are leaning into the practical again.
Yeah, they said fuck your slasher and horror movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it sounds like the stigma with like the CG effects is really fired up. So yeah, people are leaning into the practical effects again.
And also I think people also realizing like with streaming in the way movies are now with like tentpole like superhero movies and sci-fi movies and all, they're like, we need people butts in seats to see the slasher movie. We can't just be like, again, a killer in the woods, unless it's Friday the 13th because that's a well-known franchise.
Yeah.
Like they're like, we need to do something new because we need people to pay to see this movie.
Right.
So, they try new things. And that's why is Terrifier like one of the biggest like independent movies now from how much it's made? Yeah.
I think so.
And they did that. They broke that record because they did that. They did something new with it.
Yeah.
Not only that franchise, but something new with, the slashers.
Yeah, it was like it was like an extreme version, like an extreme callback to the 80s movies.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I really respected from the beginning when it came to stream and all. Like Mike Levy was saying, like, oh yeah, all these people affiliated with Terrifier are also making this movie, but this ain't fucking Terrifier. It's its own monster. And it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't nearly as extreme and all, but you could tell you still had the same people that gave enough of a shit that they were trying to make a good movie. They were trying to make something they liked, and hopefully other people were going to like it too. And it seemed to work out as far as the masses go. So,
yeah, there's one thing I disliked about Hard Eyes, but if we see it and do a full episode, or we cover it at year end,
I do want to watch it, and hopefully we could.
Yeah, I'm not even going to allude to what it is because I don't want to potentially accidentally spoil anything.
So was it like a 9.7?
No.
The last 10 minutes ended up.
I was
being
actually
a car
pleasantly
ride?
surprised with going on Reddit and seeing it like universally loved. Because while I very much enjoyed it, I didn't feel that way when I left the theater. I enjoyed it. I'll probably watch it again.
Yeah,
but I was just surprised how many people really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's something that grabbed me just enough.
I can't really go into why because I don't want to spoil anything.
like when
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it like a day and a half.
No.
Return my tickets.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna go see The Brutalist now.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I want to catch that. I want to see Companion.
That's actually from like the producers of The Notebook.
I saw that. That's like in their marketing. Yeah. They're like from the producers of this and like Barbarian, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of up there,
which is great. That's like great marketing.
I dislike them showing. Hopefully, did you guys see the trailer or any marketing for Companion?
No. I remember when.
Okay, then I won't.
Because the trailer
just the first one where they told you nothing.
Okay, then I won't say anything.
I was going to say the last. Towards the end of last year, like a big batch of the movies. So wasn't that the trailer? And
my buddy,
I saw that much.
So they released the trailer for the new Final Destination, and thankfully I don't plan on seeing that because my buddy said one of the kills is in the trailer.
Yeah, that's all the trailer is.
And I'm like, well, I'm glad I'm not watching the trailer.
I saw
there, and if you've looked at the don't look at the companion poster too in depth. That's all I would say.
All I know,
I'm trying.
I know it's a horror movie, and I know the actors in it. That's
Yeah,
all
she's
I know.
amazing.
Yeah, I know
Sophie
Sophie
Thatcher.
Thatcher. And
Yes.
Jack Quaid.
Jack Quaid,
He's very good
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, and as far as the Bloodlines trailer, I would be scrolling through, and then I would see, I wonder what this is, and then they'll flash up there. Like as soon as they mention it's Final Destination, I just keep scrolling through.
Well, that's why I'm like, I
don't wanna watch
already
any
know
of
what
it.
I'm getting myself into.
Yeah.
I don't need to see anything from that movie. I want to go in as blind as
If you
humanly
know,
possible.
you know.
Yes.
You learned your lesson with the last one.
Yeah. You've heard that story. I
never.
sadly spoiled that.
Happens to the best of us.
And I rarely ever look up spoilers, and of course I did for that one.
I mean, that's like the worst thing of seeing like Fire Walk with Me before ever watching an episode of Twin Peaks. Which I think at least 2 people at this table have done that.
The thing is, it's David Lynch. She doesn't tell anything in order anyway. So like,
so
I'm still trying to figure out what Eraserhead means.
Yeah, that's another one I just saw like I think 2 years ago, and yeah, I'm not sure what the hell. Like I don't know what I watched.
It's like I'm vibing with it, but I have no idea what you're saying to me.
Yeah. So all right, so with I'm going off on this tangent. So with Twin Peaks, you haven't even touched like the 3rd season yet. You said you're on the 2nd.
No. And there's like I have so much stuff I gotta watch, so like I need to, like it's hard. It's easier for me to like catch up on movies because of like 2 hours, hour and a half at a piece. Where it's like a show, it's like a little bit more of a commitment for me.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a show that my wife doesn't want to watch. It's even harder for me to go.
You got to
watch
find
it.
time on your own to watch.
Yeah,
it.
and that's the thing. It's like I could put it on my tablet while I'm working, I guess, but like I'm not gonna watch it.
You're not invested into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the season 3 is definitely more cinematic because I know the original run, like the first 2 seasons, was kind of supposed to be like his own take and like kind of mocking the late night soap operas, the primetime soap operas and all. Like for season 3, like when he made the deal with Showtime, it was like, this is what I want to do, take it or leave it. And it's very Lynch. And I didn't appreciate until that 3rd season how hard he goes on sound design, like how intentional a lot of that shit is. So that's something you definitely, if you're not watching it with headphones, make sure you got surround sound or vice versa.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something like crank up and really, it goes off the rails. It ties a lot of things up.
Oh yeah.
But I fucking love it. So yeah, hopefully the season 4 will fall through because as bad as I want more, there's no, you can't. The mastermind behind it is
Not a point.
Yeah. There's my hot take. Do not make Twin Peaks season 4. And what was wasn't that about Eraserhead too? There's that one interview with him where they were like, oh yeah, they said that was your most like personal movie ever. And he was like, well, yeah. And they're like, would you care to elaborate? And he goes, no. Like, fucking love
Well,
this.
and that's like he was such a troll too, which is like
Oh,
hilarious. Like I love when directors are like that. They're like, hey, if you don't get it, it's not my problem.
Yeah.
You know.
And I get the cringe of it, but I do also appreciate his whole thing with, where he would say, yeah, when I make these movies, I got a point. I'm not going to tell you what it is, because if you take something away from it, something completely different, and you enjoyed it, who am I to say?
It's an artist's painting, right? That's how you look at it.
And everybody's got their interpretation. Now, he has the right interpretation, but he's not going to push that on. Like, yeah, it's douchey, it's cringy, but...
We're still talking about Skinamarink.
And that's another case. Like, some people see it for the masterpiece it is, and then you got everybody who's wrong.
Yes, Kevin, thank you for going with us to see Skinamarink.
Thank you for that. Was
you were a buffer between.
I knew
that was.
I knew what this movie was going to be. I was actually kind of shocked no one else knew what the movie was going to be, but I thought it'd be kind of fun, see how.
I mean, that was my
everyone's reaction
second. That was my second viewing, so I know.
That was one of the many recommendations that Mr. JC gave me that I sat through, and he's like batting fucking below the Mendoza line when it comes to me enjoying movies he recommended.
Wait, but he didn't recommend it. He just presented the trailer.
We all watched the trailer together.
He definitely recommended
in this studio. We all watched the fucking trailer for it, and we were like all fucking hyped. In fact, I went to bed that night, and I was just like, I kept thinking about it.
Were you thinking about that, or you were wondering how the missus was going to murder you when you're sleeping?
that was after I saw that.
I felt her anger in that movie theater. And I got burned once. I made everyone go see Alien Covenant, so
Yeah, fuck you, Kev.
I got that wrath
you,
prior.
Yeah. Yeah, Alien Covenant might be one of the
Hey, at least mine had a story.
worst. Yeah.
Mine had
Dialogue.
a decent death special effects.
I'll finger it, you blow.
Hey, it's better than watching
guess
a
that was-
pile of Legos for about an hour and a half.
I guess that was your most terrifying theatrical moment ever, was the lights coming on at the end of that movie.
Nah, mine was Jack and Jill.
That was fucking terrible. That was a horror movie.
Wait, are we talking like another Poonaverse movie, or are you talking about Adam Sandler?
No, this is Adam
Sandler.
Sandler.
All right.
This is Dunkachino, Jack and Jill, you know. Only real ones know that reference.
Oh, my cockachino.
Oh,
Well then,
this was fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm kind of. Then again, I didn't look at the list ahead of time because I don't know. I kind of wanted to be
Yeah.
surprised a
Well,
little.
Right.
That's why I came over prepared with like 80 of my own.
Interpretations.
No, list. Just
Oh,
hot
you
take.
gave up more? You came
No, I got two more if we have time.
Yeah,
but,
let's do it.
I would say one is, this isn't really a horror movie, but this is, once I'm done explaining, this makes sense. So, Jurassic Park. It's not a horror movie, so it's more obviously sci-fi, but it does teeter that line. I say we just remake that original movie until it's just a horror movie. Like, let's just push the envelope. We're already getting 7. Like, there's a 7th one coming out. Looks like all the other ones, so you're not really losing
It's
money.
going from one adventure to the next.
Yeah. So, and then you can stick closer to the book. I read the book. It is darker. I mean, there's like babies and getting eaten by dinosaurs, and I'm not joking. That actually is like very early on in the book.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just like
The darker version of
yeah. Let's just go all out and let's just make it rated R and like let's call it like Escape from Jurassic Park and. Honestly, with poster, which just
And
do the
Snake
symbol with a
Plissken
split
shows
splat.
up.
There you go.
and give me Samuel L. Jackson with it.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, why not? Let's make him Hammond. Who cares? That'd be awesome. I
Can we
think
still have Snake Plissken?
TikTok, motherfucker.
we got nothing to lose. Like I know everyone's like, can't we make a classic? Yes, you can. Like let's just do it. It's based off the book, so it's like I'm just following the book. So like who cares? And let's make it rated R. I mean, if Marvel can make rated R movies and be successful now, why can't we do that? So
On a similar note, at this point, there's probably going to be a reel about it, but I was thinking the other day after talking to Miss Robertson and how she would like to pursue horror, but she would also like to get into more physical attributes, maybe go into her physical skills and whatnot. But then also how she was praising Lauren. For some reason, I was having a thought if we got like a Thelma and Louise, but maybe leaning more into like a Natural Born Killers, but the two of them, like a more slashery, hard R horror Thelma and Louise with those.
they're
two.
just like, we're not going to go down that canyon. Let's just make it right, and we'll just go and just murder people.
Yeah, there you go.
and then
I
they
mean,
recreate the ending
right,
of Devil's
right.
Rejects and
Exactly. Or maybe they make it over the canyon somehow, and they're like, huh, okay, well, let's go kill people. Why not?
it turns out they prepared and
Let's go find Tim Robbins.
they were trained base jumpers. So yeah, they went over the cliff and then just.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think I want to see something like that.
Horror versions of his other movies.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
And like I said, at face value, when even going back to like Happy Death Day, it's like, is this how bankrupt everyone is now? It's like, all right, we're gonna take these classic comedies and make them into slashers.
I think if they came out 10 years prior, yeah, they would have been crap.
But
I think you got directors that took care of it.
Yeah,
they're
they-
doing well.
they did it just right. What was the other one? Because I know there's another one by that name, and I think it's a similar premise. But what was the first one to come out? It was basically the Back to the Future.
Totally Killer.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
But now there's one like Time Cut or Time something, and I read the synopsis on it, and it's something like a teenage girl goes back in time to stop a serial killer. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's a big fear of mine. That
It's
it's
just fucking
eventually going to come to like copycats, and then it's going to get oversaturated again. Well, that's just horror. Like,
But yeah,
at this
Totally
point, we're used to
Killer.
that.
They just
Totally
renamed it a
Killer was
different
campy
movie.
as shit,
Yeah.
but it was
It
fun.
was fun.
Oh, that was definitely fun.
And
Yeah, I
the
can't wait
main
for
girl
Terror.
was awesome.
Terror,
Like,
the
she's
rip
great
off the
in everything.
Terrifier.
Yeah, Bart the clown.
I mean, you could do the horror version of Home Alone.
Cowabunga.
But still have Macaulay Culkin
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Joe Pesci.
Adult Macaulay
Daniel
Culkin.
Stern, right. He tortures them. He fucks with them. It's kind of like art,
Yeah, it's Kieran Culkin the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You would do it. You probably would. You would.
Yeah.
I was going to say
we
they're
got to keep this on the down low. We can't talk about this stuff anymore. We're just giving them more ideas out there.
Yeah.
it's not like we're going to do any of this shit.
I'm gonna.
We talk a good game,
I
but
know we're running late, so I'm gonna do my last one real quick.
all right.
And this one's gonna rile me up more, if anything, than everyone else.
Oh shit.
Okay. and I will give examples because it probably won't make sense as I say it. When something is another adaptation of something, it's not a remake. Example: 2017's It, 1982 The Thing. They're not remakes. They are an updated version of an adaptation of a book.
Okay.
That's because I don't know why. Maybe because I am a book reader and I read like these stories and books. It just really annoys me when people are like The Thing is not a remake. It's, like the only thing they take from that original movie is the opening credits with the ripping of the words. Yeah. It's another adaptation of Who Goes There, the short story by James Campbell or John Campbell. It's John or James Campbell. I can't remember. And same thing with It. Everyone's like, oh, it's a remake, and I'm like, no, it's not. And like, yeah, it is. I'm like, it's not a remake of the miniseries. It's a 2017 version of the 1981 book by Stephen King called It.
Yeah, no,
it's not remaking. So,
or the 1980 Shining and the 19...
yeah, but everyone calls it a remake, and I'm like, well, it's not really a remake. So, but like, I guess but also if you never read the book and you don't know, like, I'm sure there's people who don't know The Thing was actually a short story first, you know. But it's just like, I don't know why, it just bothers me for some reason when people do that. And again, maybe because I'm just a reader. But yet, stuff like Dracula and Frankenstein don't get that. Like, a new Frankenstein comes out, they're like, oh, it's a remake of the 1931 Boris Karloff movie. I'm like, no one says that. They're like, no, it's another adaptation of the book.
I think that remakes have become such commonplace now that's just like the colloquial
right. No, there are some outliers, like the 1998 Psycho is clearly a remake of the 1960, which is not based off that book, which is not based.
Is it really a remake? I mean, down to per fucking scene.
But even 1961 is far from the book. The book, like Norman Bates is this big he's a big slobby guy. Yeah. Like, he's not the Anthony Perkins, character. So I mean, there are examples of things that kind of go against what I just said like that, but they're very few. But yeah, that's just a thing that is more of a personal. It's just more maybe a personal thing for me, but like it's not. The Thing is not a remake, and I always see in top 10 lists of like, oh, the greatest remake. It's not a remake. I think people understand more. It's not a remake of the miniseries. They understand because I think that book is so popular that people don't. Well, some will say it's a remake, but some will say it's another adaptation of the book. But yeah, The Thing, in the terms of what I think a remake is, The Thing is not a remake.
I could agree with that.
Yeah,
same deal. Didn't just in the last couple years they do The Stand again?
Yeah, I think they had a miniseries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I think it kind of came and went, but.
Yeah, I remember all this hype to it.
They did the same thing with Pet Sematary.
Yeah. I think Stephen King, I think all his stuff just gets adapted so much that's why people are like, oh, it's a remake. It's like, people just want to adapt his other books.
Yeah, they're not doing that the Graveyard Shift.
Outside of The Rage, wasn't there, 2 Carries? Firestarter? Fuck, yeah.
Yeah. Carrie, I think, has the most. Because there's the original, there's The Rage 2, there's the TV movie, one. And then there's the Chloe Grace Moretz one. And then apparently Mike Flanagan might be doing a miniseries one, I heard. Because that guy doesn't. That guy just doesn't sleep.
I was gonna say, can he just sit down and focus on The Exorcist?
Can he just sit down for 45 minutes and talk to us?
Make us into a movie. I don't care.
Yes.
He'll write a book while we talk to him.
Maybe.
Just maybe.
So when are we going to get? All right. Because I want to make sure I'm proper about. When are we getting a re-adaptation of Maximum Overdrive?
I'll remake that movie. Give me the money. I'll remake it.
Give me a couple mil and a lot of cocaine and
yeah.
And I was like, Emilio,
the Mighty Duck Man. I swear.
Just give me just give me like 2,000
Duck Man himself.
Just give me a couple packs of coke and a potato launcher.
You don't need to remake that movie.
I have a couple friends that are like truck drivers. I'm sure they'll loan, their rigs, and then we'll just put a face.
I was amazed by that movie when I was a kid. Like when I think I saw that like late 80s, early 90s. I was in love with that fucking movie.
Oh, I love that movie too. I have the VHS. I bought it off of eBay.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. That was like a pandemic thing. It was like, I'm gonna start collecting horror VHSs. I even went out and bought a VCR and everything. I have a whole collection.
I gotta go through storage and find see what VHSs I still have.
That Green Goblin face that's on that case.
That was the one. So that was the one tattoo I flirted with. I think me and my tattoo artist was the front of that truck.
Yeah.
It was like,
it's the most memorable thing of that movie. Next to Yeardley Smith screaming Curtis.
Curtis! Curtis!
Between that and We Made You. I yelled at
It's so cheesy.
It's so cheesy because it's coked up Stephen King. He's like, I can make a movie.
This is how you do one of my books.
I do love that he does like admit now. He's like, yeah, I should not have done that. Like,
He was having a bad day.
but it's like one of those, bad it's good movies. I think it's a fun watch. I love the soundtrack, AC/DC.
It's got a huge cult following because of how horrible it was executed.
Plus, I feel like the whole idea is like, I guess it's technically not technology. I guess it's more just like
Mechanical
stuff. I mean, it's based off a story called Trucks, so
Yeah. Killer soda
which I do
machines.
think there might be. I don't know if it's a mini series or it might have been a movie where they did Trucks, which is essentially Maximum Overdrive. But I don't think I've seen it. But I just had no reason though. I was like, well, I can just watch Maximum Overdrive, who literally the author of that story made. So why would I need to watch Trucks?
Because it was probably done better.
Probably not. Yeah. That's, I don't agree with Stephen King on The Shining. I know it's a personal book to him, but The Shining movie was better than the book. Another hot take, I guess, but.
Again, if the miniseries was supposed to be the accurate representation of the book, then yeah, I don't like the book.
Well, it's also really hard to adapt. Stephen King, like what works in a book doesn't necessarily work in a movie.
Yeah,
well, that's why, like, I know you think his movies are overrated, but his books are actually like I can at least defend his books as I read a lot of them. I actually have all his books. I'm in the process of actually going through a lot of them.
Okay.
And no, like there's some moments where like even just like reaching for a door, like there's in The Shining, there's a scene where he's just reaching for a doorknob, and the way it's written, it is like really spooky and all. But like, yeah, you think about it, it's like, well, if I show that in a movie, it's not. It's just you're just being teased the whole time, I guess. And
yeah. And again, my basis on that is strictly on because I haven't read any of his shit, but the ones where either he makes or he stands by it as this is the true representation of my book, I don't like them.
Yeah.
But when someone strays from the source material,
that's when it gets better.
Yeah. So that yes, I do admit that there is a level of ignorance to it.
Yeah.
And again, like I forget which movie it was, but you're saying like, oh, Stephen King endorses this as like one of the scariest movies of all time. Well, every movie that he gives that kind of credit to, it's like it's okay.
Well, if it helps, one of his favorite horror movies is Maniac.
Okay,
so
that kind of redeems him.
Yeah, he's a very fascinating. I think that's why I want to read all his books. He's a very fascinating kind of person.
Again, this was far more fruitful than I thought. I figured if we could blast like good 45 minutes out of this, like it'll all be worth it.
Sorry, that came with a lot.
I have another one, but I'll save it for the next time.
No, I love it when it goes far beyond.
It was fun.
Oh yeah,
and it was even real fun.
Word.
I got
damn
no
Skippy.
I got no smart ass from Mark.
Well, Kevin, thank you for coming to the studio today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Thanks for bringing the substance to the show.
Yeah.
It was nice to get some other opinion.
Yeah. Hope I didn't make this too pretentious with my deep dives.
No.
We go on tangents at times and spoil some of our hot takes regularly.
You tell us how much you love our tangents, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And now you got sucked into a bunch of them.
No. It's a good thing.
It ain't so easy, is it?
I learned it from you.
I learned it by listening to you. I'm a subscriber and you ruined me.
It's over now.
The hardest thing is getting people to actually listen to the show.
Oh, yeah.
I can get random strangers to listen to the show.
Yeah, which is awesome. And we love them. It's the people that we go to work with, live in a house with, gave them life.
Yeah, no guilt.
Just push the button. It takes like 2 seconds.
Right, exactly.
All right, I guess that's one thing I have on you. Everybody that lives in my house is subscribed.
You one-upped me. But yeah, Kev, thanks for joining us this week. The hot takes.
So, yes, I agree. Kevin, thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
And we'll catch you guys all next time.
Peace.
Toodles.
Yeah.
Broadcast completed.
You've been listening to What an Excellent Day for a Podcast. Be sure to come on down to excellentdayforapodcast.com where you'll find our entire catalog. And for your convenience, every episode contains a link where you can text the nerds. Want to throw some praise? Some critique? Perhaps you have a suggestion for a topic you'd like to see us tackle. But while you think about that, you could also check out the connections to all of our socials, including our YouTube channel. Give all them a visit. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with everybody you know. And for those feeling a little extra generous, there's also a button where you can support the show in other ways. Every bit of support helps. Well, that's it for this episode, and remember, stay creepy and keep talking some damn horror.